Hey, good evening, everybody. You are in the chat already. Look, hey, Berta, baby, our Murphy. I need y'all to click, like, share, and subscribe. We're going to give you in-depth road to the third ward election. Shin, you still can't hear?
What just happened?
We can hear you. Can you hear?
I could hear you for like 2 seconds. Like, what are we doing? The ghetto.
Yeah, you're loud. Y'all look, she got a microphone. She look real. She look real.
Just keep
real
going.
So listen. So Landon, you're gonna have to come on to probably walk her through this. So hey, JP6.
There we go.
Oh, look at that cute picture.
All right, so you can't hold on. Now I gotta check and see if I look all right. You know, I don't normally turn my camera on over on your show.
I know you don't. Look, y'all. Look, we in this together. Hey, Patrick Jean. Hey, Kathleen Trouser. We in this together.
There we go.
You can hear us now?
Yes.
All right, I'm backing out.
The ghetto.
Okay. So y'all, that was the wonderful Landon with Hendrix Studios located in the beautiful downtown Flint on the bricks. So Sheena is together here. This is what's going on. This is road to the third ward election. Polls will be closing in 14 minutes. 14 minutes.
Yep.
So
we're almost there.
We almost there.
It's a big night. It's been a long day.
Listen, it's been a long process. It's been a long process because we had
a very long process.
Right. We had the recall part. We had the untimely passing on September, I believe the 29th of Councilman Murphy. We had elections, ambassadors. We thought we had a temporary person to be appointed to the seat. We have had a lot. And, and we're going to cover, what it is and, what we went through. Look, do me a favor. If you guys will click, like, share, and subscribe. We are going to go through this.
Tap that thumbs up, y'all. It's free. Okay. It's free. It don't cost you anything. I'm nervous. Y'all tell me what happened. I can't poll watch. Listen, Miss J.
Oh, hey, Miss J. Richburg. I'm trying to share it out. I'm trying to share it out.
JP6, R. Murphy, Berta, baby.
So I'm trying to say that.
Dr. Merck 76, good evening. How do you do? You all tap that thumbs up for me though, please. Just do us a favor. Tap that thumbs up. Go ahead and share. Okay? Share this to friend and foe. All right. And those of you who are lurking, please don't be scared. Go ahead and comment. Tell us hello.
Yeah, look, we love y'all too.
We do. Watching from Saginaw, Carson Neubauer. What's up? How are you? Oop, did I just undo my necklace? What's going on, Patrick? G. The G is for gone.
So listen, and we are going to have in here Arthur Woodson because he has been out at the studio and also where they were counting ballots, and he has also been to several of the sites. So, oh my gosh,
Kevin Tay, how are you? How you feeling?
I got to get this out. I don't know why it doesn't pull up. So listen, we have been on in a while, Sheena and I, and we are on tonight, and we're gonna take you for a ride. We're gonna take you to election.
Pastor Thompson, happy belated birthday to you. We had a lot of July birthdays.
We do. Oh, Pastor Warren is on. Pastor Martez Warren. Hey, good evening.
Pastor Martez Warren. Well, hello.
So listen, now I'm still trying to figure it out. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. We got 10 minutes before the polls close, and I have got literally the worst internet. So one of the things we want to start with, because third ward is a coveted seat, council has been 4-4, 4-4, and so we're trying to. People have their different sides, who they want rightfully, who they want and who they don't. There is Beverly Biggs on the list. There's Deacon A.C. Dumas, and then there's LaShawn Johnson. But on this road, we've had many other candidates. We've had Kerry Nelson. We've had Rich Jones. We have had, trying to think who else. We've had ambassadors. We also have LaShawn Johnson was an ambassador. Linda Booth was an ambassador.
We had unofficial positions kind of thrust out there.
Right.
The ambassador role. Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, this election was the recall. And so we're going to take you through all of this. But before we get to this, because we got 9 minutes to the poll close, want to give an update. Good evening, Tanika Claiborne. Tanikia. A lot of you have seen it. We talked about the downtown, I call it the felony downtown barbecue tongs debacle, where they literally came back to get the barbecue tongs. So the young man, and he is a boxer. He is a boxer. His name is Leon Lawson III. You can Google him. He did the little shimmy with the tongs after they brought the car around in front of him, and he got out this morning. Received a call a little after 8:00 that he would be being let out. He was detained. Well, he was jailed, because when you're there, you're not there because it's fun. He was there. I did explain to his father, Leon Lawson Sr., because this isn't the first time we've had this. I explained to him the process. Flint can hold you for 48 hours. Unless they plan on questioning you, they can hold you up to 72 hours. Well, at 2:20 a.m. was his 48 hours. And then at a little bit after 8:00, I was told he would be being released. So no charges. They were trying to get a felony charge that he was assault with barbecue tongs. I'm sorry.
What was he going to do? Pick him to death?
Look, if you barbecue it, right, he's going to turn the meat over.
Right, he's going to turn him over. What was he going to do with him? Lord Jesus.
I don't, so, and if you're barbecuing, it's a few things you need to have, okay? Some barbecue sandals, if you old school.
with the and then flip your rag on your shoulder.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
the little sauce thing, and depending on how old you are, if like my dad created his own. He had his own he created. But then I know people who actually, they're fancy. They want to be the chef thing. We wouldn't have the proper tools. So, but they had the little, I don't even know what you call them because I just call it a barbecue sauce rag or whatever. Because my dad made his own. My dad barbecued everything.
Well,
And I did not eat everything.
But my dad makes his own. I think that's well. I'm from Memphis, so
Look, that is
my
country
opinion is
for us, okay? I mean, it is country. But my dad barbecue. I mean, he would barbecue. There's nothing he didn't barbecue. And then his siblings and his brothers, they hunt. So let's get back to the charges. So the charges were to give him a felony with assault with barbecue tongs. Every time I just think about that. So we know that they were downtown. They ended up spraying Sarah May, Tasha and Richie Carter, Burke 76. So we do know that they were, trying to. They literally came back to get the tongs though. So he was down there. They were selling food. It was an all citywide reunion. Older people. So the folks attending there had diabetes, high blood pressure, maybe some hair loss. They were not the same folks in high school. They done went through some life changes. So it was a mature crowd. And so they were selling their Leon Lawson Sr., Leon Lawson III, and then his auntie, which is his brother's sister, were there. And people the food looked good. I think all that smoke, you can look up Leon Lawson on Facebook. He has a barbecue. It's on Facebook. So he's on there. And so he had a crowd. People were hungry when they left. Everyone did not live in Flint. Right. And so people wanted food to go back to go home and to the hotel, which the event was at the Hilton. So what they did was people had ordered food, but they didn't get their food because the police did ask them the first time to leave and wrap it up. They would need to close out. They didn't tell them why. There was nothing that was going on, nothing. And so they told, okay, we won't take any more orders, and they didn't. And the Lawsons offered the officers something to eat. Would you like something to eat? We got some things on the grill. We'll finish this up, and then we're not taking.
So they offered. I'm sorry to cut you off. They offered the officers something to eat.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Continue as you were.
Yeah. So they did that. So they ended up coming back, closing them down, doing the flashing lights and the blaring sound of the horn and the sirens.
Very annoying.
Right. And so when they came, he was on the other side. They ended up saying to him, pulling the cruiser up to him, and he did the little shimmy with the tongues, and they hopped out the car, arrested him, took him to jail, and he did, 48 hours at 2:20 a.m. So he did another 6. So he did 48 hours in the county jail to be released with no charges. Flint didn't send over anything. There was no felony. We know that they did this before with Arthur Woodson. They kept him for 16 hours, didn't send him any charges. But this one, they kept him for 48 hours. More than 48, I'm sorry. So we're going to take 48, and he did another 6. So that was 54 hours?
Yes.
Yeah, 50. So he did 55 hours. 55 hours, because he was right before 9. That he did for him doing a little shimmy. And he didn't threaten him. He didn't lunge to attack. It just didn't happen. And the video
he was just dancing
it.
to the beat of the annoying ass police sirens.
And they were blaring. They were. So, yes. And so when we talk about that, he was released. So he is out. His attorneys is Frank Manley. What they call them, the Sharks. So we know that the Manleys are gonna get their money. I mean, it's gonna be a lawsuit. It's the same thing that we had with Sandy. It's the same thing that we had with Woodson, who's suing. They ended up letting Woodson go. Kevin Tate was, I don't think he was arrested. We had the guy it's been so many people that you can't even count the number of people. That is, I can't. People who were detained and some were BS charges. I know Kevin
Mm-hmm.
Taste turned out to be that they had to dismiss it 9 or 10 months later because the judge was friends with the person but did not disclose and that she had worked on the campaign. Yeah,
My God.
yeah. Very real, very real. So um that's what happened. So one of the things that that he's out, um, he's doing well. I spoke with his father today. He's doing well. I know Clarissa had posted a post about it, um, where she spoke about, or she made a Clarissa Sheila. She's friends with them because they do bar. And I did not send that to you, Landon, but I'm gonna send it to you now.
Yeah, she
Um,
did post about it, recognizing that it was completely out of order.
and it was just
It was.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
you know
It
Landon,
was.
I sent it to you, and so she did post, and she stated, now hold on, Flint police, who TF, the FUCK, basically are these thugs to arrest someone for dancing, and then to start macing people, this is racist BS. Thank you. So this is what she wrote. And so it was very clear. um it was very clear. I mean, it was crazy. So this is what she wrote in response, because the boxers all stick together, and it's a close community. So let's if you got the video, Landon, can you roll the video? But he is doing good while Landon's getting the video. He's doing good. You will see that, and they sprayed everybody, and it really took me back to the civil rights era, when they
Sure
sprayed people
did.
with fire hoses, when they
Sure
sent
did.
attack dogs, when black people were being lynched. Well, they're still being lynched today, but when black people couldn't sit at the lunch counters, when black people were second class or third class citizens. Okay, here we go. Let's watch this together. If you need to make it bigger and take us off, you can. Listen, hey, Jaquanda, haven't seen that. Thanks for joining us. Flint Beat is in the chat. Now look at where the cruiser, the police car is.
spraying. Still spraying. Oh, that puppy.
So that was one of the videos. There's a second one. And you can hear that is Deborah, we call her DC, Thelma and Louise. Her video went viral. And you can hear her hacking and coughing. And I talked to her last night. She was still hacking and coughing, still. Throat burning, eyes burning, problems breathing, because that was a lot of spray. He said, hey, oops, here's one for the road.
He sprayed the grill. He just spraying the air around them. People just walking by.
This was not a violent mob. This was not a fight. There wasn't a shooting. This was people literally trying to get their food with a licensed vendor. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it was overuse of spray, abuse of position and power. It was a fog, literally a fog. And
you watched that one woman just walking by, or she was just standing there recording, and then he just starts spraying. And I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. Jaconda Johnson says, have you seen the statement issued tonight saying they're going to do an internal review? Oh, okay. That was the
Jaconda, she runs and has the Flint Beat, which is a online news source. And she's had some great reporters. Actually, she's hiring right now, looking for reporters. I don't know if she found anyone. I'm putting her out there. I just did with LaShonda on Charlie LaDuff. That was Jaquanda with me on there. She was on there. So she's been covering Flint for some years now, And so I've had people, an attorney, say that was an assault. I mean, literally, yes. What they did, yes. This is not what you use. This is not de-escalate. First of all, how do you de-escalate buying barbecue? So
like, what are we doing?
They
escalated
in line
by barbecue.
Something.
It's like a food truck. It's no different from a food truck. Like, what are we doing? They had a permit.
You de-escalate. There was no fighting. There was no cussing and screaming at each other. It just wasn't there. She's also found another early incident of young people being maced by a Flint officer. It was posted on July 3rd, but we haven't confirmed when the incident happened. There was one. I wonder, is that the one on Home Street? Because I got that video too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the same one.
Mm-hmm. Where he just ran across the street with the AK-47 across his, Patrick, he sprayed them ribs.
Listen, Pat, me and you, we had this conversation. We were really hurt as Southerners. We were really hurt that the Barrel Grill was sprayed too.
Yeah.
Because what the grill got to do? Like, why are we spraying the grill too?
And the food.
The utensils, like everything. What are we doing? Really quickly, the Tanya Burns and Friends, the Tanya Burns show chat, I believe, is watching as well. Guys, please join us. I did put the link in the comments. Please join us. Also, subscribe to the Flint Urban News Station. I did put the link in the comments.
And also, the polls are closed. It's after 8 o'clock.
It's 8:07.
8:07. Now, y'all know Flint's results come in like the turtle in the rabbit race. They come in slow. There's a lot
2 hours last time. Yes.
Yeah. And I don't think we'll necessarily get all the results. She said it might be a different video. It's in a parking lot. Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that one either.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one. But I know clearly they must have a budget for mace pepper spray. And this is ridiculous. And I don't like it being used. It's being used as a weapon. It is a weapon. I mean, is it a need to break up people buying barbecue and completing their orders? It's not there.
Nope. But there clearly is a need to send a message.
And it's clear. There's clear.
Clearly a need to send a message.
And it is. So I do want to say that I'm going to be checking the results as they come in. They do come in slow. just for everyone. So one of the things about the third ward race is, like Jaquanda just stated, the balance of power could be tipped. But there are some issues. I don't know if they're going to be finished counting. We know that this race would be won by absentee ballots because one, there was a huge amount of absentee ballots. With it being a huge amount of absentee ballots, they're always going to, there's going to be some issues or questions. And along the way, there were questions. So I do want to say that. And there were some complaints. So there was a complaint that was submitted by the Flint City Clerk, Davina Donahue, to where she did a preliminary investigation and found some irregularities and issues and irregularities that she did report to the authorities. She did also, I didn't do the video. I thought, look, we can remember this other video. Yes. So she did report those, and we gonna get into that.
Some irregularities.
Irregularities. Yes, she reported some irregularities. She reported some irregularities, and so Landon, I'm going to send this video over to you too. So I haven't seen it. We're gonna watch this one together. So let's put up the I sent you one before then, Landon, because this is where Jaquanda, where we talked about when we did it with the guy with Charlie LaDuff, and you saw we're 17. The officer says in this next video there were 17. So Landon, and this is, we weren't going to do this, but that wasn't in the original run of show. But look, we're going to make it do what it do this evening. Wait a minute, Marco Fields. Hey, you.
Hey, Boo. Hey, Marco. Pokey. Hey, baby. How are you? Oh, I'm so glad you could join us tonight.
So Landon, did you get the second video? I think that one Jaquanda's? No, that one's Jaquanda's. I want to do that one third. Let's do the other one first, because this one speaks to the 17. Now on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over a week ago, we had Saturday there were 17 shootings. Sunday there were 3, and Friday there were 2. So that was 22 shootings. 22.
Yes.
The mayor of Atlanta had, I think, 11 in one night, and then was it Maryland too, and they spoke out. And so when we look at this, to me, it's important that we have a gang problem. We cannot pretend like it doesn't exist, and we're not getting the reporting that we really and truly should. But I appreciate Jaquanda talking about it, because our mainstream has not done that. They have not, and that is a problem. That is a problem. So we had taken some preliminary, I'm sorry, let me get back on track, because Landon, were you able to get that one video up?
I was gonna say the one that unless if you just sent it to me, the only one that I got is the one that I just played.
Okay, so let me send back because
While
this is where he tells us about the 17. So if I sent it to you in Messenger and it didn't show up then, right?
Correct.
Okay, if I send it in text, will it be a problem?
No, send it to me. I'll get it together.
Okay, I'll send it in both. So, and it's not a very long one either. It's not very long.
While you're doing that, I want to send a shout out to the Tanya Burns Show chat, because the chats are separate, and I don't want to neglect our people. While he gets it together, is that okay?
Oh yeah, you're fine, because I can do some back, because I got Landon, check your chat, because I think I got 2 more videos, and so we're gonna try to get all of these up. Now, I haven't watched these. We haven't watched them.
Okay.
So Sheena, go ahead.
Ellis, how are you, Pastor Nicholas Gaddis? Good evening, AK Cole. What's up, big bro? Javar Ellis, how are you? Debbie loves to chat from South Carolina. I'm in South Carolina too. I'm in upstate. I'm in the high country. Derek Smart, long time no see. Vanessa K, Jarvis Patrick, hello. Hey, Avis, Latoya Mayat, hello there. Mr. Dorsey, Andrea, that's a hey to Avis. It doesn't matter. Hey, Avis. I'll say hey to Berta again, too. Big Chop 904, what's going on? Gutta Black is in the chat over on the Tanya Burns show side. Stephanie, hey. Caleb Arnold, hello. Brenda Boyd, hey, lady, how are you? And Dion Wilson, hello. That's my middle name is Dion. Stanley Wood, how are you? What's going? Pig Wells, Stanley, I love your petty, honey. I love it. Let's see here. Who else do we have? Detective Rachel M. How are you? Hello there. Let's see who else do we have. Angela Net, home girl. What's going on, Angela? You probably can't see it very well, but if you can look right there, it's blurry. But that's God. I wish I could clear it up, but that sign would probably be familiar to you, Mr. LCTU. It is. Mr. LCTU, please don't. Look at the. Can you see it? Can you make it out, Mr. LCTU? Just a little bit. That sign right there. Clack, what's going on? Hey, Tara and Tasha Lynn, of course. Tracy Gower, hey there. So, guys, I did put it in chat, and I'll put it in again. We are on Urban News Station Flint. Tanya Burns and Friends is on Urban News Station Flint. I will put the link back in the chat. So, if you could please subscribe over here. This is Dr. Weaver's YouTube channel, and on Facebook we are Black Money Matters. Okay, so I'm going to put it back in the chat for you, and I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure that Tanya Burns show my people.
Listen, where all these folks come from on that other side?
Look, it's 222 people over there, and I'm like, oh God, hey, Miss Brenda Boyd, hey baby.
Listen, I need y'all to click like on the other on Flint Urban News Station so that we can bring these two together.
I'm gonna bring us on over. Yes,
I just clicked over here,
and it's everybody.
Like, yes, I need y'all to please so we can grow this outlet too. Because I'm like, wait a minute,
the whole gang is right over there. That's why I kept looking down at my phone. I'm like, everybody's over here. I'm trying to speak, but yeah. Anyway, where is Terrard? What?
I don't know, but you didn't ask. Hey, Hanifa, how are you? Alfonso, we got a lot of fun, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. So listen, put a purple heart in there for domestic violence awareness. If you are in a domestic violence situation, you need to get out. You need to prepare a plan. You can contact the domestic violence hotline at 1-800-729-7233. You can contact me. I'll get you connected to some resources. So can you play the next video? Because he's got it. So this is we're going to see where we hear the 17 people. Listen closely.
Hold on, I clicked it off. Hold on. Look, I was ready to look at what is the sign in the back. Oh, okay.
Yes, I just need my people to speak because we got a couple of them in the chat. Angela and Mr. LCTU. Okay, I'm done. There we
go. give me 15 seconds.
Just a little bit. There we go.
So he's going to put up the video, and in this one you're going to see a different angle of what happened. And while he's getting the video, I'm going to look to see where we're at with the Genesee County Elections Bureau. Okay, so you hear 17 bodies. You have yet to hear from our mayor and police chief Green that there were 17 bodies or people. He said 17 bodies dropped, which meaning 17 people shot, and there were some fatalities. There were some fatalities, and that is a problem because we have a gang and a gun violence problem. We have one. It's very real. It's very real, and so let's go. And I haven't seen this one in my issue when I'm looking. It's many other things they could be doing. Assign them to start finding these people doing the shootings. But we've been pepper spraying people trying to get some barbecue. That's just, I have a problem with that. The meth homes that we have, there's so many other issues that we have that bothering people in a barbecue line who have already paid should not take precedence because somebody did a little shimmy with his little hips or whatever in his because he barbecuing and they were antagonizing him. Create a rapport with the public. Talk with them.
Zero de-escalation tactics were used. We did not hear him scream that there needs to be a safety plan in place. We did not hear him yell about whatever they need to do to train their force properly. I don't know what screaming 17 bodies had to do with people who were buying barbecue.
Nothing. Landon, if you can get the other one loaded up. Now we're going to watch this one together. And the overspray of the pepper spray, the overkill where people were still hacking. And I know one lady, she said, I had a water bottle and I just took it to, wash out people's eyes who were just standing there. There wasn't a brawl. There wasn't a fight. There was nothing violent in that crowd. People paying for food through a licensed vendor. That's it. Okay, let's roll it.
I gotta get my sister.
Whoa. He just.
I gotta get my sister. I gotta get my sister.
Whoa. He just.
So I did see that one, Jaquanda, and that was at Northwestern, and they were not allowing people to come back in. And Van Kuren then had the mustache that curled up. It came out and then it curled up, and that now he has the full beard, and so that is he like his pepper spray, and so that is the same one. He used to have the mustache, but now he's got the beard. He's in uniform there, and now he has a different uniform. It looks like the tactical gear. So that is the same one that she was saying, I need to get my sister. I mean, you have to have people, community policing, and community policing means you create a rapport. You know how to talk to people. You understand the people that you serve. I mean, it's to serve and protect. It is not to mace everyone. It's not. You can talk to people. Hey, I need to get my sister. Okay, calm down. Hold on. Stand right here. Just wait a moment. Let's see if your sister comes out. I mean, the first result should not be taking a can of spray and spraying everyone. And then I have problems with all of that in the training. I have problems with that. Jaquan pepper spray is his choice. He keeps it on deck. He sure does. He sure does. He does. So election results, there's nothing in so far from Flint, just so you know, nothing is in so far. Right now, Genesee County is not reporting anything. Landon,
It's been
can you pull it up, Landon, for me? I think I sent you that link. So we will have to now. Nothing is in so far. We're going to have to. Oh, what's the time on that one? So we go down. Flint's not in now. We have to remember we have a write-in. So I would not. So we have on here Beverly Biggs Levy. I'll go up, go down. Yeah, down. So we have Beverly Biggs Levy. So it's precinct 8, 9, and 10. And it's Beverly Biggs Levy, AC Dumas, and unassigned write-ins. Unassigned write-ins is going to be whoever was to write in. So all the write-ins necessarily don't go to, we know that LaShawn Johnson is running as a write-in, but people will get in there and write Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse. They will write, anything in there. And so some will write their own name. So with this, we're going to be checking periodically. So it's precincts 8, 9, and 10. We do know that the city clerk did file a complaint with the authority. She did also CC the Genesee County Clerk Dominique Clemens. He did forward it over to Sheriff Swanson because she found some irregularities and some issues. We know that she did receive a complaint. One was from AC Dumas, and Beverly Biggs had seen the same thing out on the campaign trail. And it is alleged that some of the issues that they had seen was that LaShawn Johnson, they're alleging that she picked up absentee ballots. It is against the law and a felony to do that. It is also alleged that she had a scheme running with putting people online with their votes, filling out the absentee voters. So, there's some serious things. So these are some irregularities. And some of these things, you can't do this. And it's funny because it was, you can't. People want to feel confident in how we do ours and our voting. So she has sent it to, and AC Dumas did send it to the Attorney General, the Governor, the Michigan State of Elections, the Michigan State Police, because this is serious. In order for the city clerk to send it over, that means she found enough circumstantial evidence to see or to warrant an investigation. Mm-hmm. That means she found enough irregularities or issues to warrant an investigation. Mm-hmm. So we have to let this play out. We may not get, because it's a write-in, and we know the majority. I'm being told that she did get quite a few write-ins. And so
Dr. Karen Weaver has chimed in. Hello, how are you? Thank you for having us. Said the mayor and chief of police support this kind of behavior by the police. If they didn't, it would not be this rampant in our community. It starts at the top, which is absolutely correct.
Hey, Mayor Weaver. It is good seeing you in the chat. And I think she was out there on the, she always is out there during election time to see how things are moving around. That's like a tradition for her. Good. And that is true. That is true. And so when we're looking at some of the issues that we have, and we knew there would be, because we know that AC Dumas and Beverly Biggs made it through the primary, both at 165. LaShawn had 163. They had the votes looked at and the ballots looked at, and it didn't change. So it remains two people who had 165 and LaShawn at 163. She decided to run as a write-in. Some of the things that the people were upset about was, how is she running? And she's with Mayor Neely as an ambassador. She was able to get those postcards out underneath the city seal, the city postage, and she's gotten her house done. It is a ledge. You see, it looks nice. I mean, she has she has a big porch, southern porches. She has her porch, her roof, her siding. She's gotten windows. And so people were paying attention. I think AC Dumas said, it's not about, he said, if you lose the election, he says, you can beat me, but don't cheat me.
That is true.
So, we have to see where the investigation goes. Oftentimes, so people will understand, they do not intervene before as to mess with the election. They don't do it. But these findings must be serious. We know that July 3rd, that the Flint City Clerk issued a press release and stated how to handle ballots, because people have been picking up ballots that shouldn't be picking up ballots. So that's sent as a posted warning to the public and to people. And that was done. It continued, obviously, and that's where the complaints kept coming in. It is alleged. So don't be surprised if counting takes forever. This is just to say, when you got complaints in and write-ins, this may take a minute and some twists and turns. If you're in the city of Flint, you know that 2 years ago we had it with the Flint Township supervisor or clerk, Kathy Funk and Manya Triplett. Kathy Funk had went back into the office and did some things they didn't allege because we know that she did them because she was prosecuted for them. Manya Triplett is the city clerk. She won, and the race was, being stolen from her. And so.
Ooh, child. Listen, Flint be busy, but let me touch a little bit on that part about funny business.
Okay, hold on.
Ballots.
Hold on. So Jaquanda Johnson said, we got confirmation for the clerk and also talked to LaShawn Johnson, who said the allegations were not true. So the clerk did get confirmation. I mean, she doesn't send it over, and she also uses the advice with the city attorney. There were regulations. LaShawn did state that the allegations were not true, but the clerk doesn't send over. You have to have something to send over. Otherwise, you don't send it over. That's just how it goes. If there was nothing to send over, you don't send and request an investigation. You just don't do it.
You don't. There has to be something to go off of. So clearly there was enough evidence or something that was sent over to the clerk for them to be alerted to say, hey, because when you do decide that you are going to run for a particular seat, you are signing forms that allow you to recognize and state that you understand the rules and the parameters, laws that are federally recognized when it comes to running for a particular seat. So if the clerk is saying, hey, especially after I think she also warned people or let people know outside of the documents that you sign saying, hey, as a absentee votes, you can't go do this, that, and the other. You sign away saying that these are the things that you don't want to do. So not only are you signing it, but the clerk also put out information that said, hey, these are the parameters that you must follow as someone who is on the ballot or choosing to be on the ballot. So if the clerk is saying, I'm seeing some things that don't align with what's appropriate per policy, after you've signed it and I've given you a warning, no, that means there's something wrong.
Sheena, can you read Jaquanda's response, please?
According to the clerk's email, she sent them over to the prosecutor's office. So that means that this could potentially be in the prosecutor's purview. So he's aware.
So Jaquanda had
potentially.
She had the email. So here it is. You don't write. So the prosecutor only, if it's sent over to the prosecutor's office, there has to be something that shows there's evidence of election tampering, fraud, irregularities, whatever it is.
Exactly.
Of breaking the law with the election. You have to have something. And so I know with the city clerk that she's going to make sure before she sends it over, she's going to check with the Flint city attorney. If there was nothing to send over, you don't send nothing over. If you have nothing, you don't send anything over.
Yes.
You just don't.
So, I worry about playing with the votes the way that this has allegedly gone down. Historically, within our last election, nationally as a presidential election, we know that this was a huge issue when it came to absentee ballots and those who are deciding to participate in exercising their right to vote. That was an issue with absentee ballots. So nationwide, it's been something that's been watched. So when you have issues regarding potential schemes, hold on one second. Shouldn't she send any complaint over just to be sure?
I think she should, but it's not just the complaint. I mean, and full disclosure, I'm not alleging. I talked to people who said that she had picked up ballots. So you can't do it. You can't do it. But yes, Jaquanda, but they also do their own investigation. So there's a process. So were there any people, first you call the people. We do know for a fact, because there was one guy that they were checking signatures. And as a gentleman who had voted, a senior, he was 80 something years old, and they thought it wasn't his signature. So the clerk was cautious. The clerk has certain boundaries and the duties of the clerk office, like how to verify a signature. And so they became, and I was like, oh, I've never heard of that before. I mean, I didn't know for Flint to do it. Let me say that. I didn't know for Flint to do it. So I do know they were sending out letters. Flint City Clerk was sending out letters verifying people with their signatures because there were irregularities. And that's the fact. So listen, nothing else has come in yet, as I also just checked to update. And I do want to say, Landon, the Genesee County site is difficult. You got to go like all the way out and all the way back in and put it back in. Don't just update. They make you work for it. They make you put in the work. Make you put in the work. So right now, nobody has nothing.
Nobody, no.
Yeah. Flint doesn't have. Yeah.
But my point, what I was trying to get into was it's very serious when you have someone who could potentially tamper with absentee ballots. Excuse me, Jaquanda. There is so much going. Jaquanda Johnson, she commented, there is so much going on in this city that my little newsroom can't keep up with the reporting. I'm tired.
Listen, Jaquanda, do you want to come in? We'll send you a link. If you want to talk, you are welcome to come in to chat.
Listen, I don't even
listen. I miss Amy Diaz,
and I'm like, what is happening? What every day?
Yeah. It is too much. You got the barbecue tongs felony. I don't even know. I mean, and I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm saying because it is the most preposterous thing that literally this man who's barbecuing. I mean, should he have a shovel while he's barbecuing? He had barbecue tongs in his hands. That's the act of what he was doing. He was barbecuing. He's going to have some barbecue.
That's going to be a tool. Yes. It's going to be a tool. Like, what would they have done if he had the little, not the tongs, but the little pick thingy? Like, what are they doing? Right.
When you look, we taught, if you black, you are taught to put your hands up. Please, the police turn that car around. Put your hands up. And he put his hands up.
And he did.
And he had both hands up. Both of them. So
Flint has cornered the market in police brutality as of late, and it has.
And this late brutality, we had. Who are some of the people that with George Floyd, Sandra Bland, who else?
Mike Brown. That was big when I was living in St. Louis. Whew.
That was the Lucy's, the two cigarettes
in the city when Ferguson went down. So yes, that was I think what radicalized me was being physically there and being in where our local news, local reporters, local activists and people who were in the city of St. Louis are literally live streaming all the gas stations from the memorial. The memorial started, I believe, at like 4 that evening, and the news was there. Like one of the small news stations was there. And as one of the anchors was walking back to the van or whatever, you see these police cars just flying by. And that whole evening was madness. But if you turned on the major news networks, CNN, MSNBC, and whatever, it was silent. Like no one, and it's like the city's literally burning and no one knows it. There was so much that I think that's what, anyway, I'm rambling, but that's what I think that's what radicalized me.
So I do want to do this. We just got some news from our roving reporter, Jaquad. You need to hire Woodson. He likes to go into dangerous events. So Arthur Woodson he said they just brought in four bags of absentees. He says, I got to watch this and see how many come from the drop boxes. So Woodson's there watching. So whenever he comes in, he's going to come in and tell us about some irregularities. He's going to tell us about some of the things, just a sneak peek that, did some of them signatures look the same? Did some of the people looking at them already say, they look the same? These are the same name signatures. When you write, did this person write their name in? And let me be clear, you can't write anything on them ballots, the envelope, nothing. Don't even lick it so they have your DNA. You don't do nothing. Once you get the absentee ballot, you can't do nothing.
You
Nothing
can't
with
touch it. That is federal. It's like federal problem. So Jaquanda said, and that is only what's being reported in our community or shown on social media. Some issues have not. Exactly. For me, Ferguson, I think, is what radicalized me. Being in the city or in parks, because I lived in Lake St. Louis, which is about 30 minutes away. But watching the police officers come to the white area, okay, to patrol the neighborhood, to make sure that we are okay, but then you turn around and watch them go and mace and rubber bullet down areas where it's predominantly Black. Yeah, that will radicalize you. That to watch it, and then the world doesn't know what's happening. We were by ourselves. It was just local media, social media people, whoever was live streaming at the moment. We're going between each other. We're text messaging. At the time, I was expecting my son. And all we could do was text message each other videos that we could see on the spot. That was it. But if I would turn on CNN, nothing. MSNBC, nothing. Fox News, nothing. The local news had been hemmed up due to people who were blowing up the vans and firing on that radicalized me.
It would. And Flint is a late start on that. We went through all of that and didn't have problems. And now we do. So Patrick Jean, does her name have to be spelled correctly on the absentee ballot? Jolena Freeman. She says, I work elections, and if they write in a name, it must be the name. We have to be sure it is the valid candidate's name that is on the list we receive from the city clerk. So listen, I need to click on the Black Money Matters site, y'all. Let's boost each other's social media, and then go click like on Flint B so you can follow and subscribe. So let's do two things. So Patrick, if you can write in the chat if you're on business, so let's click on Black Money Matters and the Urban News Station so that we can make sure, because I float in between both of these, and because that way y'all know my time in Flint, like Jaquan, it's always something going on.
Way
all the time.
Jaquanda, I feel you on that one. I mean, I don't live there. I don't have a bone. I don't have a dog in this fight. However, my heart goes out to Flint, which is why I'm here. So I feel you on that. I'm going to try to put, Patrick, I'm going to send the link to you. And I'm going to put it, I keep messing up. I'm going to put it in the chat.
So we did a poll that was in Land. I'm going to send it to you, and then we're going to an unofficial poll with social media. I think 179, and on that one, would say if you beat me, just don't cheat me. And so in that unofficial poll, which is just to kind of see, I did this a couple of weeks ago, and the poll with producer Jay on the other one. I'm trying to merge these two together so we can grow both networks, both, so we have reliable source. Thank you, Landon. So who will win the third ward race, and who do you want to win? So there was a total, oh no, that one was 2 minutes ago when they did it. Okay, so there was another one that was 179. He did another one. So this one gave 94% Beverly Biggs, 3% Dumas, 3% LaShawn Johnson. This was about the same the other time. What we did was like 179 votes that were cast then. And those votes were 100, I think Beverly had 92% then. And it was about the same. But we've got these absentee ballots, which are really an issue. So these are unofficial online social media. And so we know that Beverly Biggs people rock hard for her. So, but can we get those people out to the poll? Can we get the voters out? Woodson just said 4 bags of absentee ballots just came in, 4 bags. And he said that he's going out to check them out. We do know that they were dancing over there, that they was kind of happy. So I mean, and they would know. We do know if there's some irregularities and some issues, and the clerk doesn't send anything over unless there's something that is prosecutable. So otherwise, you don't send it. So that's just an update. Also, the Genesee, it is not updated yet. It's going to be slow, especially if they're counting what's in the state. Arthur Woodson, the roving reporter for Michigan, he he said those 4 bags came in. So this could be a long night. Sheena's in the chat.
I am. I'm trying to go between 2 different chats.
And look, and I'm not, and thank you, producer Jay, for making sure. So Land, because I'm trying to do both, y'all.
I'm trying to do both. I'm so sorry. And I had a point that I was trying to make 20 minutes, but we keep going. Jaquanda, thank you so much for chiming in. I would like to see how many of Flint's police officers are actually from and or live in the city. That's actually a really good question.
Yeah, and they're not required. And I have asked them, they're not from here. The one who ran across the street, Mills, not from here. Another one, Fayetteville, North Carolina. A lot of them have military experience. So I don't think everybody is equipped to do the same job if you work for the police department. I don't believe that. And I think that we have to have a skills assessment. Which part of public service in the police department are you good at working in? Because some of y'all might need to be just filing paper and data entry. You shouldn't be out there in a cruiser. Some may be good with children and to be in the schools or community policing. Some may want to do awareness, get that little McGruff dog out there, And so I think a skills assessment, and we're thinking, what, the McGruff dog? I'm just saying, you have to place people properly. Everything is not for everybody. Everybody can't do the same, I'm just saying, the person who's going to be baking your wedding cake will probably not be the person who's going to drop a new engine and put a new transmission in your car. I'm just saying, they're not going to be a mechanic more than likely. I mean, everybody got different gifts.
They do. Gifts. Everyone does.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go over a few comments on the Tanya Burns show side. So, Abandoned Faith. Flint needs a citizens police review board. They work as a liaison between the police and the citizens in situations like yesterday. This will help minimize the suits against the city. Mark Hutchison says, I'm sorry, with a black chief, black mayor, black command staff, you should not have these problems. Flint is not that big. Neely and Green are responsible. They make the decisions, not the plowboys. I completely agree. Let's see here. Hello to Jasmine M. Hello. Good evening. I'm in the chat. If you guys don't mind, please come on over to Urban News Station Flint, where we are. That is the home of the Tanya Burns and Friends show. Shantae Murchison, hey lady, how are you? Let's see here. Jojo Freeman, I work the elections, and if they write in a name, it must be the name. It must be the name. We have to be sure it is the valid candidate name that is on the list, that is on a list we receive from the city clerk. That I think you already went over that.
Yeah, I went over that one.
Okay, and let's see. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Let's see.
So I do want go ahead. Jaquanda stated, to be a police officer, you just have to get a little shy of 600 hours for training, according to Laura. The licensing area, that division, that's the licensing department. To be a barber, you have to have 18 hours. So you need 18 hours to cut hair and learn how to do nails and pedicure, which is important. Y'all don't get me wrong. But to be a police officer and carry a weapon and affect people's lives, 600 hours, I think that needs to change. And that's something that we need to be looking at changing that.
A self-evaluation.
But they do, let me tell you, when they first started, I do know, no secret, I married 2 men who were both in public service. One was a police officer, one was a firefighter. And they give you, they evaluate, they talk to the neighbors. They literally talk to the neighbors. And I wasn't even, when my first husband, I wasn't even, we weren't married. And they talked to me to see like what kind of person was he, you know. And so they talked to your neighbors to see what kind of neighbor, because they what's going on at your house. Do you beat your wife, or do you beat your girlfriend? Do you have wild parties? They talk to, and they talk to your parents, because some people parents don't like their kids. They don't, and your best friends. I mean, so Flint used to do this. I mean, and I'm telling you, and my second husband used to be the person who used to do this stuff. Now, by the way, I don't have anything for no men in uniform. Let me just be clear. When I met them, neither one was in public service. I just have a servant's heart, and clearly that had been my, I don't know, attraction. You got to have a servant's heart. A servant's heart. So, some Wildcat 89 said absentees were back on what day? I don't know what that means. Do back on what day? Today, but they if they have to be in the box, so they're counting those. And so when the polls closed at 8:00, they came. They're counting. So Woods is going to tell us everything we need to know and don't want to know, and he's going to put his spin on it. He's going to put his spin on it. So listen, if we can get y'all to merge too, so please go on over to the two. Did we put them both in the chat? I can't follow both chats, and it ain't even no secret. So, Sheena, you're muted.
There we go. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm trying. I really am trying. I'm muted because I was, how I do. I talk to myself while I'm doing stuff. So, because I'm trying to go back and forth between chats. I did put the link in the Tanya Burns Show chat. It's so much easier if we can. It's hard to follow two different chats. So yeah, Dr. Padroni. Hello.
Hey, listen, Councilwoman Burns likes her man in a uniform. Look, I want that man now. Different criteria. I need him with one of them little aprons out, with some barbecue tongs and some barbecue sandals. So that's the public service. Look, things change as you grow. You have to have a servant's heart. You have to want to serve the people, care about the public. You have to care about other people other than yourself. That is an attractive thing for a lot of women.
It is.
It is. I don't want anybody wanting one that's selfish. I can't get down with that. And I don't. So we're going to actually go into our run a show. So run a show, we have to, and we started in with, what is the road? We actually have a whole run a show. I knew this was going to go different. So we talked about, we did our opening, our update. We got polls that closed. Arthur Woodson, we had to put to the bottom part. So let's put up State of Michigan absentee ballot online application. What is this? I want everyone to see what it is. Hey, Tay, thank y'all for coming on over to the other side and making sure. So come on over to the Urban News Station. So
please we can come on over to that. Support Dr. Weaver's platform. My boy Landon Hendricks is over here working his magic. So, there we go.
Yeah. So this is, you can go on to the state of Michigan. And so this is how to apply for absentee ballot online. And so this process tells you how you can apply for absentee ballot. This is the application, I believe, online. And so, Landon, I need this one up. Where's the actual, and I'll put it back down at the bottom. That'll be the second one. I'm sorry. And people, I want to show people like the process. So,
right. The process of what it looks like in filing an absentee ballot, what that process looks like, and also what your protections are as someone who files an absentee ballot. Because I don't think a lot of people are aware of what is required of you as someone who is requesting junior. So we are still waiting to hear Biggs Levy 1. I pray she does. We're still waiting. We are still waiting.
I think we're going to have some issues. And one of the people, I was asked because I've had numerous conversations throughout the day, and I'm just going to tell you, y'all know I'll be saying I want grandchildren. I don't have any. This little 8-year-old wore me out. I don't lie. She wore me out. Landon, I just sent you the application, sir. She wore me out. She came in here after the live last night, and she was like, I wanted to come in there. Yeah, she wore me out. Avery wore me out. We was up having a whole little dance party. We had a dance party. We broke it down. Whenever you get it, if you got it, you can put it. I want them to see what the application, and then I'll start how the process goes. So we'll do like a walk with how it goes. But this little girl at 5 o'clock, she told me what we doing. I said, little girl, we're going to bed. And she said, well, I'm not ready. I'm not voting. This is not a democracy. This is not a democracy. I said, it's going to be daylight. She's like, okay, well, I'm going to sleep. I don't sleep with little kids no more. You got to bed, sleep in. But she's got, there we go. Thank you, Landon.
Thank you, Landon. And please don't forget to Cash App Landon Hendricks, L Hendricks Studio. Cash App $ Hendricks Studios. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead. I don't have Cash App. Do you have another way, Landon? If so, can you?
Yeah, look, I had to pop in on that one, huh?
Wait a minute.
We accept all types of forms of payment over here at Hendricks Studios.
I know you do. Well, let me go ahead and drop some. Well, I mean, give me Venmo. Apple Pay. I don't have
Apple Pay. Let me see. I'll send you something in a second. I don't know. PayPal, Hendricks Studios.
Okay, so while Sheena's working on that, so this is what, if you want to, because Sheena's getting the, in her generosity. Listen, we have 2 producers tonight. Landon, we're on Dr. Weaver's side and we're streaming live. So whichever side you want to donate on, it is greatly appreciated because both of the producers, I appreciate Landon and I appreciate producer Jay. Everyone knows my story. Now I'm just kind of, and this is with Tanya Burns and Friends, which is Tuesday is supposed to be our night. Was it Tuesday or Thursday? I forgot. Tuesday is our night, I think, Sheena. And we have been kind of off.
Yes.
We have been, right. And so I do a show because I want to show a different view other than my own. I don't, I want to show Flint is a different place to where we have different ideas because we have so many people who support us who are outside of Flint and Michigan. And so I want to do something different to show that we can work with other people and different ideas. And Sheena is a millennial. Is a millennial?
Mm-hmm.
You're a millennial.
I'm an older millennial, yes.
And a married mom of 2. So here's the application. So the application, if you want to vote by absentee ballot, what you need to do is to, I don't know if people are sending me. Okay. Producer Jay said, no, give everything to Landon. There, Landon, he had to do a move. There was a fire and he had to move. Yeah. So anything is helpful. If you want to give it to donate, he had to do a move and he's been doing some moving because normally I'm in the studio over there and they have, he has been displaced. So let me go back to, because that did bump me off. And y'all, I apologize if I am moving in between a couple things. So with the absentee ballot application, let me go back over here. See, young people, they move a little quicker with this, maybe. So absentee, so if you want to vote by absentee ballot, this is the first step. The first step is you fill out an absentee ballot application. And the application, you can fill it out online. You can fill it out online. Look. Okay, look, I'm trying to get it to turn the other way. Look, it ain't gonna work. So you can fill it out online, and you go to the you can just put in absentee ballot state of Michigan, and then it tells you, it says if you are a participant, Michigan absentee ballot ballot application. It says if you're an applicant in the addresses confidentiality program, yada yada yada. So this is what you do: you fill it out. First, number 1 section complete: your name, your address, your email. Key part: email, y'all. This is gonna come back to where we're gonna see some things later, because some people, I'm told, were sent some absentee ballot applications that were submitted, and it wasn't their emails. It's alleged it was not their email. This
And
is
I have
one
some
of them.
information of what could happen if you play that game.
Yeah,
The
right.
consequences of that.
That part. And so in this part where it asks you your information, asks you your name, last name, street address, city, email, zip code, county, your year of birth, and your phone number. And so this is personal information. So this is the first step in it. So then the next one is select elections. Which one? May, August, and November. That's when Michigan has elections. Voter signature. Then it says address, mail-in ballot, or other, if you wanted to go to a different, say you have a P.O. box. And so it tells you in here the instructions. And I'm telling you, I'm really trying to get this to turn around. And it is like not being my friend. Because y'all know they make this right microscopic. Literally. And ain't no way I can read that up there. So it says instructions.
For absentee ballot.
Yeah, Atlanta, is it possible to make that bigger to across the screen? You can take that. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Sheena, can you see it to read it? Okay, and we down towards the instructions. What's the warning on there? Yeah, I can read that. Now, what's the warning? Just above voters, attorney. Warning, you must be a United States citizen to vote if you're not a United States. Review the other. Okay, so let's go down to the bottom part where it says instructions. Yes. Shannon, you want to read that?
Instructions. Step 1, fill out the application completely. You must sign the form to get a ballot. Step 2, deliver the application in any of these ways. Number 1, instead of returning a paper application, you can apply online at michigan.gov/vote, capital VOTE, or you can email a copy of this form. Take a picture of the application, parentheses, or scan it, and email it to your clerk. Make sure your signature is. Number 2, mail it. If postage is not prepaid, make sure the envelope has proper postage and is addressed to your local clerk. Number 3, deliver it in person. Number 3, deliver it in person to the clerk, the clerk's office, the clerk's authorized assistant, or the clerk's drop box. Someone in your immediate family or living in your household can help you deliver this application. If that's not possible, you can ask any Michigan registered voter to deliver it for you. The person helping you must sign the following certificate of authorized registered elector returning absent voter ballot application. Certificate of authorized registered elector returning absent voter ballot application. So here is where the person who is turning it in complete only if assisting a voter with return of the application.
But you have to register for that, is what it's saying. You have to be a registered elector.
Registered.
Right.
elector.
Right. So you got to be certified. I can't do it and you can't do it. You know, your best friend from third grade.
They must sign the following certificate of authorized registered elector returning absent voter ballot application. And there are the appropriate empty lines. I certify that my name is blank, date of birth is blank, and my address is blank. That I am delivering the absent voter ballot application of blank at his or her request, that I did not solicit or request to return the application, that I have not made any markings on the application, that I have not altered the application in any way, that I have not influenced the applicant, and that I am aware that a false statement in this certificate is a violation of Michigan election law.
Okay. So you have to sign your own signature. It's just a fact. So Landon, can you bring up the next one? So once you mail this, the clerk, if you ever have questions, contact your local clerk. So the next one is they will send you out an absentee ballot. And so when the elect instruction, once you get your ballot, there's instructions. So it should be another one. So you will get a ballot. So the instructions for absentee ballot. So once you get your absentee ballot, and we have had it. I told you about the gentleman who, when Miss Inez Brown was the clerk, he was collecting ballots. I think the gentleman's name was Mr. Wesson. Mr. Wesson got arrested. And later we're going to talk about a lady. Yeah, is that the one? So you can't. So the next one is Landon. I don't know if I need to send it back to you, but it was the one before you put that one up. It was the one before. And if you are caught, it's a felony. So one, apply for an absentee ballot online. And I'm going to actually go into that so I can read through it. So listen, someone said, are the election result yet? Justin Ellis. Well, they just brought in some bags of
Who funded the
ballot.
write-ins signs? I'm sorry, so sorry to cut you off. So Wildcat 89 asked a question: who funded the write-in signs? She's a retired bus driver. She don't got $10,000 to all the, she didn't got $10,000 to all them signs. That's interesting that you state that, because I also heard something very similar. Like, allegedly, she had used $25,000 to run the campaign.
It's a lot of money.
And that the person who ran the campaign also did Judy's campaign. And you're absolutely right. As someone who is a bus driver for kids, where is that money coming from? That's a lot of money. And who has allegedly made significant renovations on their home. That's awkward. Now, y'all know that I have a penchant for going back and peeking at campaign funds and campaign reports. I've done that before. And the amended campaign funds report that it was $35,000 to $38,000, but that was amended.
That's a lot. But we know how important this election is. They would have spent
That's a lot of money for a bus driver.
It's a lot of money for anybody. For a city council seat, yes.
Excuse me, that's a lot of money. Excuse me, yes, that's a lot of money. So she got $75,000. Wildcat 89 also comments. So she got $75,000 in home repairs and $25,000 in campaign signs. Such a joke. I have questions. I'm with you. I have questions.
She was well taken care of.
Very much so. So where did this money come from a bus driver who appears to be illiterate? I have questions. But anyway.
So we're going to go on to the absentee. Thank you, Landon. So absentee ballot. A voter must submit an absentee ballot application to their local clerk before an application to their local clerk before an absentee ballot can be sent.
See spot
Absentee
one.
ballots uh, can be sent unless they are on the permanent absentee ballot list. Absentee ballots are available and distributed beginning 40 days before the election. Michigan voters can decide to be placed on a permanent absentee ballot list. Their local clerk will automatically mail them an absentee ballot for all local, state, and federal elections. Select the tab below. So I want people to know you can go onto the state of Michigan and put this on here. And so if you want to know,
Sorry.
in here, I want
Wildcat
to make sure
89.
we educate. I want to make sure that we educate people about the process. So from application to the ballot. And so with the ballot process, and it tells you, and Landon, I sent that to you, and I need to go back to find it for myself. So we may be in here counting for a while. We know that there are two people on the ballot, Beverly Biggs Levy and AC Dumas. We know that this is a coveted race, that people have personal interests. We know that the mayor wants his 5 seats. The council is split 4 and 4. And so this will be where we go. Does it matter? Who's going to get it? We these absentee ballots. I am concerned about absentee ballots. I know I've seen how absentee ballots come in before. Person may be down and it may come back up. So we see that Sheena likes she was in a Corvette. They said a convertible. She was flexing on her day.
Clearly. Okay. I mean, allegedly, with the breath in the wind, that would be horrendous to find. She drives a Corvette but can't read out loud. I listen. See spot run.
So when voting,
Jane.
So one of the things that you back to the books. Now them books, were serious. You didn't have sentences for like 4 letters.
Yeah,
so
words. Yeah,
absolutely. So one of the things that people were saying, with the absentee ballots and application, we do know that the clerk was verifying signatures and sent out letters. We know there were some irregularities and some issues. I know of someone who went down there, was sent the letter and said, no, this is my signature. Because there were some who went down there, that was not their signature. So when voting, how is my signature verified? Can you blow that up, Landon? I know.
When voting, I'll read it. When voting, how is my signature verified? Local city and township clerks are trained in signature verification by Michigan Bureau of Elections. Local clerks review and compare the signature on each absentee ballot to the signature on the return envelope and to the voter's signature on record to confirm its validity. The signature on record for a voter is typically the signature provided on a Michigan driver's license or state ID, or as provided on the voter registration application. If a local clerk determines that a signature is not valid, the ballot is rejected and the clerk the rejection.
So the clerk is authorized. It says if a local clerk determines that their signature is not valid, the ballot is rejected.
It is rejected.
And the clerk must promptly notify the voter of the rejection. So there's a lot of things we really don't know because it's kind of been hush the word, mum's the word. Look, he didn't blew it up. Landon trying to be funny. Thank you, Landon.
Jaquan said we can't count folks' pockets. We have to follow the receipts. I'm just saying you are absolutely right. However, I'm also going to go with the evidence that's presented. I can't believe with my whole heart that someone who cannot read and someone who is a bus driver and whose resume is extremely limited could all of a sudden just afford.
Bus drivers a notable job.
It is very much so. I'm not saying, absolutely. And some get paid. However,
She had a lot of money spent on this campaign.
It was a lot of money,
A
a
lot.
lot. And I have been within government and paying attention to and participating in running a campaign for a very long time. I've seen
Absolutely.
Haslam levels of money. That's oil money. So this, no, there's a lot that doesn't need. There's a lot that doesn't make sense. So
So,
to be fair, Jaquanda, I'm just saying.
mhm. So Landon, can you put up, so what if we talk about the system when voting, how is my signature verified? Can you put up what happens if it's not verified? And that's like the red one with the arrows on it. Um, believe me. So can I return another person's absentee ballot? We've showed you, you can't do that. You can't do that. And it tells you the following individuals who it's legal to return the ballot. It's with the red and like two boxes, and an arrow driving down word. Yep. So it says, can I return another person's absentee ballot? No. And if so, these are the only individuals who can. The following individuals are legally permitted to return an absentee ballot, voter's ballot. The voter, a member of the voter's immediate family who has been asked to return the ballot, a person residing in the voter's household who has been asked to return the ballot, a mail carrier during the course of their official duty, not off duty, only during duty. So you can't be hanging out at the Sizzler steak and give your absentee ballot to the mail carrier because it's in your purse. You can't do that. It has to be while they're working. And an authorized election official. Now, here it is. It is a felony in Michigan for a person other than those listed to possess or deliver a ballot, regardless of whether it has been voted. You can't do it. It's a felony. And so this leads to a next story, a lady in Sioux Falls, Iowa. So some of the charges or the allegations that they're stating with LaShawn, there was a lady that literally,
oh yes,
yeah, this story was wow.
It is a lot. She took some big L's in this story. She went down not just for herself, but she went down for a man. She played that Tammy Wynette, "Stand by Your Man." She did. She went down for voter fraud. She fraudulently generated votes for her husband in the primary election for Iowa's 4th U.S. congressional district in 2020. After he lost the primary, she engaged in ballot fraud, causing absentee ballots to be fraudulently requested and cast. She submitted or coerced others to submit dozens of voter registrations, absentee ballot request forms, and absentee ballots containing false information. She completed and signed voter forms without voters' permission.
Hold on. So,
okay, go ahead.
She did. Wait a minute. First of all, all of it sounds familiar for Flint.
Oh,
all of this.
Nothing.
All of this. All of this. The absentee ballot request forms, absentee ballot containing false information. Okay, go ahead. This is a different one. Landon. That's Kathy Funk.
How many people? Okay,
off the phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you this one that it's right at the top that she's reading from. It should be at the bottom.
This one was Kim Fong Taylor out of Sioux City, Iowa.
Yeah, and this one was a federal jury. This was listen. She had a scheme, a whole scheme.
It was a scheme.
Racketeer. Is that Rico? With more than one person worked on it.
Set up.
It's a Rico.
It was a scheme.
Rico. What's one of the barbecue tongues? A little shimmy, shimmy. Okay, so Shayna proceed. Because read that back over because That's a lot. Can you start where all the
Oh,
stuff she did, please?
it is a lot.
And while you doing that one, I'm gonna look up these results
Okay,
to
go
tell
ahead.
you that they
Okay,
still ain't in yet.
so she, again, let me reiterate, she took some major L's, and she L's for a man. Ugh. Not for no man, girl. What's wrong with you? Anyway, so her husband lost the primary, and he ran for Woodbury County supervisor. When he lost the primary, she engaged in ballot fraud, causing absentee ballots to be fraudulently requested and cast. Taylor also submitted or coerced others to submit dozens of voter registrations, absentee ballot request forms, and absentee ballots containing false information. Listen.
Oh, right there. You can't have your son or your daughter picking them up either. I'm just saying.
Hello. But look, she completed Kim Fong Taylor completed and signed voter forms without the voters' permission, and told others that they could sign on behalf of other relatives who were not present. Now, Tanya.
You can't do none of that.
Now, Tanya, that whole sentence, hold on one more time. Taylor completed and signed voter form. Taylor, she did that without voters' permission and told others that they could sign on behalf of relatives who were not present. Tanya.
This has happened in Flint. I'm just saying, we've had people arrested before. And I do know that these are some of the allegations. It is alleged with the irregularities and issues. I do know that. I do.
Listen.
But if you're doing this with other people, let me say this. You come into other issues where it's more than one person. And so this was the FBI, this case, and let me update, no results are in right now. I just checked. No results are in right now.
Polls closed at 8. It's 9:21.
Right. Y'all know Flint's slow. Okay. Which is that they have 4 bags. So you can't have people, this race is so important, and there's no surprise. Nothing surprises me. And so I think that, honestly, in that first race, they thought that she would make it through. I really believe they thought there was no way she would not make it through. When AC Dumas and Beverly Biggs came in first tied, I believe that they weren't prepared for that. And so this is a federal case. Sioux City,
Iowa.
Yeah. And this is the FBI end up taking this, because you involve other people, you racketeering.
You cannot mess with, I tell people, if it's an absentee ballot, that's like messing with the mail. You can't mess with voter anything.
Wire fraud then.
You can't mess with anything voting, because that is why I mentioned earlier in the pod, or earlier in our live stream, during the last election, that was a huge concern for many voters regarding absentee ballots, mail-in ballots, all the other things. Because, it could be a fraudulent this, that, and the other. Well, this may have been what they were talking about.
So, Shannon, you got better eyes than me.
Oh, you ready for me to go? Oh, hold on now. Because now we about to put these math skills to the test.
Let's do it.
I'm going to need y'all to understand. This lady was convicted of 26 counts of providing false information and registering and voting. Listen, she faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison for each. Where my cat?
Look, where's my dear's calculator? $1 billion.
26 counts at 5 years.
What's that? Keep going. Wait a minute. So for each count, it carried 5 years.
5 years at each count. Hold on. Because 26 divided by 5 carry the 3 and the 4 and the 5. Because we got to 26 years. And
This is serious.
penitentiary, and then the 5 times.
So what's that? 120 years. That's serious. Wow. And this is in studio. So 26 counts. Look, he's highlighted. Landon, thank you. Thank you, Landon. You are doing a great. He's highlighting it. So 26 years. I mean, 26 counts at 5 years. So 26 times 5. Is that 120 years? No, years.
That's 5,683,900.
That was right before the grip ball in the kitchen. Girl, he did what?
Let me tell you something.
He did what to you?
Baby, you gone. Okay, you gone at 5 years per count. Girl, you got 26 of them. Oh, baby.
So what? She's 49. Taylor,
look, chuck the deuces, baby, because you gone.
Yeah. Taylor, you will not be able to be 169 years old and still in prison because she's 49 now. So,
girl, you listen. They can reincarnate you. You still gonna do a life sentence. Right. Your great grandbaby is gonna be serving time.
Look, we'll see you next lifetime. Okay. You want to finish reading?
Okay, let me go. Help me out here, Landon, with the pertinent information. What are we doing? A federal district court judge will determine any sentence after considering the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. Remember, y'all, this is federal. Okay, this is serious. All right. The FBI Omaha field office and USPIS Denver division investigated the case.
Who investigated it?
The FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Omaha field office, and USPIS Denver division investigated the case.
So here's the thing. These are some of the same allegations that are happening here, and for the FBI to take it up, and I know I had looked up what does the FBI cover with this. Well, I wonder would it be the wire fraud, because then that's that could be across state lines, because we know that people who are in the military are sent absentee ballots too, and so maybe and through the U.S. postage. Yeah, if you send it to the U.S. postage, that's federal. If you're sending something through the U.S. postage, that's federal. And so that would be why the FBI. So if you out there filling out absentee ballots and applications and signing them, returning them, or allegedly, what's this woman named? Taylor 49 or Taylor 169? Because that's what she gonna get out.
You done gave her a prison number already.
Yeah.
Taylor 491265.
That part.
1030. Okay, she will be singing Casey and JoJo like alive.
This is serious. So the FBI picked that up. Okay. And so this says the jury convicted Taylor of she was convicted. That's not charged.
Convicted. No, she's convicted. We're waiting.
So that's not even charged. Man, let me tell you something. If somebody caught me stupid enough to do that, I'd give up everything. I would, because that is what she was charged with. Says the jury convicted Taylor of providing, Taylor of 26 counts, providing false information, registering and voting. Registering and voting. Oh, hot molasses.
3 counts of fraudulent Landon Petty registration. And 23 counts of fraudulent voting. See, they were sisters. See,
wait a minute. So hold on. So she had 26 counts of providing, and another 23 counts.
Of which, so of the 23, you have of the 26 counts, 3 of those counts were of fraudulent registration,
Okay.
and then the 23 counts of fraudulent voting, which is what makes the 26 total counts. She faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison for each
And she's convicted.
count. A sentencing date will be set after a pre-sentence report is prepared. So she is convicted. A jury has convicted her. We are awaiting sentencing. So she's done.
Yeah. So you're saying she out there in the yard, literally with the yard.
Her spirit, her reincarnated spirit, her great-grandchildren, baby girl, is done. You did this for yourself to cheat the system and a man, girl.
Whatever you did it for, look, it was against the law. Look, she gonna be on Lifetime, Betty Broderick's story, when she ran her husband over, and I ain't laughing because she ended up killing him and the girlfriend. This is what I'll do for my man. Is that on the A&E network? What I'll do for my man? Is that?
Wait a minute, was that TV1? No, that was TV1, honey.
They had a whole
Black folk
series.
station.
They had a whole
They
series.
did. What I'll do for my man.
Yeah, look,
Ooh.
Leave him with that.
That's what I will do. I will leave.
I want you to take 26 felonies for me, all carrying 5 years.
Federal. No, ma'am.
No, look, no, thank you. So this is serious, and these are some of the same things which is alleged that are, and she filled out. She filled out the voter with the applications and then the ballot, and then used false information. Because let me tell you something. Some of the ways. So when we looked at the application, they're asking your personal information, which you can find online, some of that information. But this is, if she was doing it, it said she had other people doing it with her. Other people. So Taylor wasn't doing this by herself.
Yes. And by other people who we include very close people. Y'all better be careful who y'all gonna ride or die for, because it ain't worth it. Y'all better cut it. Okay? Cut it. It can be your cousin, your auntie, bestie, or whatever. Y'all better make sure that they on the right path. Don't do that. It's a scheme. Todd set up. Okay?
You said
don't fall for it.
So Todd is who she was, her husband. So Taylor and Todd. TNT.
No, it wasn't the real Todd. The Todd setup was from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay, that Todd, little Todd, big head Todd.
We need to pull that twin. We need to get that one like as a little with Aunt Bertha.
You're wrong.
She's ready.
So, you're funny. So listen. So I stopped you. Oh, that's her.
Oh,
look at Landon.
Look at Miss Taylor, honey. That's Miss Taylor. Avis Hopkins, that's right. For my man. That was the show.
Yeah.
That was the show For My Man. It sure was. Let me go over some of the Tanya Burns show comments here. Let's see.
Landon, leave this up though too, because we're gonna get back into that.
Yeah, let me get here. Jessica Stewart. Girl. We need a moment. Terard, hey honey, how are ya? Welcome. Dr. Padroni, Dr. P, where are you? Dr. P, hello, where's my extraterrestrial bestie, alien superstar? Are you in? What's going on? So we don't have any results in yet. We're still waiting. We are still waiting. Let's see. Mountaineer 18. When Beverly wins the first meeting with a full council, needs to be an immediate motion on the floor to repeal the goofy rules set in motion years ago. You know what, Mountaineers 18, I have to disagree. I say play those rules against them. Okay. My good sis, Jessica Stewart, I love it when Neely's goons toddle into grown folks. Uh-oh. There we go. Conversations and jump up to get slapped down. Get them, girl. This learning twig isn't even worth the trouble. It'd be like taking a hammer to a fire ant. I love my Jess. I love my Jess. Y'all just don't know. Gutter Black in here. Julium724. Hey, honey. JL. Hey, bestie. Kawana the Mac. Hey, lady. How are ya? Let's see. AK Cole, that laugh. It was a little country, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Yeah, most of y'all know me. So most of y'all, it's funny because most of y'all, I like text or message and then we see each other in the chat. So it's Gutta Black. Listen, Gutta is the roaster of roasters. Gutta Black said, lock Mrs. Pac-Man up.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So let's finish out this story so we can go on to that because Woodson will be coming on soon. And
yes. Sorry.
We don't know where he's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take look when he come on. I might just have to take a break then, y'all. But no, I'll let you finish reading because you do such a good job. And thank you for co-host. Really. Let's for doing this show.
No,
we bring you something new. Me. This brings something new.
And thank you for having me. I have fun doing this. I love that people get to see like us and our little zhush.
See, Landon trying to be funny. Yeah, Landon. I'm not gonna read that. Sheena's gonna read it. So we're down a little further.
That was for the most part. That was it. The FBI of Omaha field office, and that was it. Is USPIS Denver division is investigating the case. So we know now that this has set a precedence, meaning that as case law, anyone who is alleged to have committed any of these things that violate laws regarding voting and the election commission or any election board policy, they will use this case as pretty much as like a guideline to ensure that things are followed precisely to the T. So this is you're messing with some serious stuff when it comes to election and voter fraud, people. This is on par with messing with the mail. As simple as it sounds, it's extremely serious. So Wildcat 89 said, any truth to the rumor City Hall staffers were helping the write-ins campaign?
I don't know. I haven't heard that. I have not. I have not.
Now that I have not heard either.
Yeah, I have not.
That's a jeez. I'm the type of person where when sometimes where there's smoke there's fire. I try to take rumors very lightly, but sometimes it's like
So I have not. I do know that if you look at how Taylor set up for her man, for the love of my man, a voter. I mean, yeah, because this is what she did. I'm not gonna love nobody that much, not even my children. Okay, I'm just not. It's not going. I don't have that kind of love. No, I do not. Where I want to get,
but nobody. I
right.
ain't no Chrisley.
26 counts. 5 years each. I won't love nobody. Okay. I'm sorry. And the only person I love that much would be the Lord. And the Lord would tell me to do something stupid. So there is no updates yet, just so people know. We know that they have those 4 bags that did come in and they're going to be counting those. So so just to make them, to let everybody know. So now we're gonna go on to how do we get to the 3rd ward? So we know that there was a recall. How do we get to there's a 3rd ward election? The recall was led by Beverly Biggs Levy, and she did have volunteers who did help her. I don't remember all of who her volunteers were. I don't have the list, but there were volunteers who helped her, but she did lead it. She received the number of signatures required, and she said she wanted change in her ward. She's been a lifetime resident of the 3rd Ward. And so she led the recall. She put Quincy Murphy on for the recall. We do know we had some things that went along the way. Then also you had in September of 24, he passed away. There was an election then, which at that time Beverly had 589 votes. AC Dumas had 568. And then they had a issue with a portion of that 10th, I think the 10th precinct. And so there was an issue with the vote.
Precinct 10.
Right. And they didn't certify the election. Then we had, and then it was Carrie Nelson, Rich Jones was in there. And Carrie Nelson, I like the way you sing, and Rich Jones protects Miss Elizabeth Taylor, but Rich Jones be on some crazy stuff sometimes. But he protects Miss Elizabeth Taylor. He do. You ain't touching Miss Elizabeth Taylor when he around. I'm just serious, and you just not. He will jump out his gym shoes to protect that woman. I have seen it. He will has, and that's him. So we had other candidates, and so let's take it back to, I believe I sent you ABC 12. Can we play ABC 12? Would that be okay, Landon? Thank you. Oh, he took that. So he was trying to be funny, trying to make the screen so big,
He likes to zoom in, and he be, making.
Yeah, see, there you go. Landon, let's go. What is this?
Vote in the Flint City Council 3rd Ward seat will appear on the November ballot, but votes in the race will not count. That's according to the clerk's office. City Councilman Quincy Murphy, who represented the 3rd Ward, died September 29th. He was just 50 years old. Ballots had already been printed with the recall election against Murphy on them. Instead, City Council will appoint a person, and they'll serve until the next general election. We have information on how to apply online right now at abc12.com. One of the candidates in the 3rd Ward recall election has filed a lawsuit against Genesee County Clerk Dominique Clemens, Flint City Council Clerk Davina Donahue, and Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson. The lawsuit asks the judge to stop the Genesee County Clerk's office from canceling the election. In a statement, Beverly Biggs Levy says canceling the recall election would violate the Flint City Charter and state law. She says, quote, canceling the election would not be doing what's best for the people of Flint, especially those living in the 3rd Ward.
So, and we're taking you down the trip or the road to how did we get here? And so we know that this was an issue. That election was the 589 votes of Beverly Biggs, 568 AC Dumas, and issues with precinct 10. We don't know. Well, look, I hope precinct 10 don't have any problems tonight. Okay, let's hope and let's pray.
Let's pray.
Let's hope and pray. So now we know. We started. There was also a lawsuit with multi-member bodies. Mayor Neely created a whole new ambassador. Can you put the picture up of him and his ambassadors? Every press conference, if he was handing out erasers on top of pencils, he had her there. So you see, Linda Booth to the right. You see LaShawn in the royal blue, or is it? I'm going to say magenta, or in the blue jacket.
Violet, you're turning violet.
Violet, yeah. And Mayor Neely.
When the girl turned into a blueberry on Willy Wonka.
And Deputy Chief of Staff Ed Taylor. Every press conference, Mayor Neely had LaShawn Johnson. This was him announcing that he was going to have 3rd Ward ambassadors. Y'all didn't see Linda Booth anymore. Linda Booth wasn't on that blue postcard. Linda Booth's name wasn't on there. That was mailed out. She was not on there. She was not. And so this was a smart way of him using, trickery and being slick to get, her elected. Put her in the place where he wants to see her. He's a politician. Only thing ain't working for him is all them crosses on his head, hat, arm, neck. It ain't working.
It's not. The albino bed bug is definitely allergic to any form of positive blessings and positive spirituality, morality, compassion, empathy, leadership, effective leadership skills. This is, to the Beige Brigade, he is definitely a negative.
So Beverly Biggs'
Not a
statement was
fan.
canceling the election would not be doing what's best for the people, especially those living in the third ward. Mr. Clemens' improper attempt to take an election out of the hands of the Flint citizen must be stopped. That was a statement by Beverly Biggs Levy, third ward candidate, and she had filed her lawsuit with that. And so on to the next one. We do know the people. I think I sent you a picture of some of the people who ran. Rich Jones, Kerry Nelson. We got Beverly Biggs, LaShawn's in the Navy jacket. Rich Jones is there, and that is at Burston. I know those bricks. So he had on his shirt, write-in candidate. November 2nd, you have Deacon A.C. Dumas to the left, Beverly Biggs with their hair fried dye laid to the side, and you have LaShawn Johnson in the royal blue and Rich Jones. So we also had other candidates. Can you put the other one up, please? So you had, here's again, because we had several elections. It was the ambassador. I mean, we counted, was it 700 and something times where we went through how many times to pick or appoint someone.
That round robin, yes.
Right, it was terrible. So you got Beverly Biggs, right? Beverly Biggs Levy, Rich Jones, Kerry Nelson, former city councilman, and he did serve at a point as president of the council. And you had Deacon A.C. Dumas. And so this was one of the ballots where they all ran. And there were so many different times that there was election. So this was really a road to the third ward. It truly was.
It was. And now I want to remind people, remember when Leon tried to play with the votes during that one round robin session and he just kind of threw out Beverly Biggs Levy name? That was a very poignant moment during the round robin, and the votes came back around, and Biggs Levy, and the votes kept going, and Dennis Pfeiffer, also affectionately known in the comments as Fife Dog, said, I'd like to change my vote, actually. And Candace, wide-eyed, decided that she was going to interject and try to pull it back and, reel everything back in. That was, yeah. Because that would have made it the second time that Beverly Biggs was voted in.
It would have. And
yes. Because the first time they did not certify that election due to the recall, stating that someone who is deceased cannot technically run for an election. So they did not account her win. And then the second time would have been when Leon decided to play with the votes. And Candace, with her wide eyes in her crazed moment, looking like a Victorian child who has just seen another Victorian child as a ghost, we still have 0 results.
Yeah, results are still 0. So you set that up too. So can we play the next one, which will be the 8110 Flint, where this happened that night, and then we can discuss it. So can you upload? I believe I sent that to 8110 Flint, and it was a lot going on that night, because you could hear, at that point, like, okay, you kind of got caught right there, and I'm like, oh no, caught you. When Dennis changed his, Leon had forgot, because probably him and Lindell was over there texting each other. Hey, boo.
Hey, boo boo.
Hey, boo boo.
Hey, boo boo.
Hey, boo boo.
Yes, they had a good hey, boo boo moment. Wildcat 89, you own it, baby. Yes, that $300K from the state rep budget. Oh, yes. I've been on that.
Landon, whenever you have it, if you can just put that up. So let's what. Thank you, 8110 Flint Xavier, for the work that you do for your digital library. Thank you. So head on over to 8110 Flint with the Lion. They do great work. So this is the night that this happened.
Love me,
so let's get the video going. Great job, Xavier.
Ms. Mashat?
Carrie Nelson.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Dumas.
Mr. Jarrett? Mr. Alamin?
Miss Biggs.
Ms. Lewis?
Carrie Nelson.
Ms. Priestley? Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Biggs Levy.
Ms. Burns?
Biggs Levy.
Madam Chair.
It's 3 votes for Mr. Nelson,
Madam
1
Chair,
for
I'm
Ms.
going to change my vote to Miss Biggs Levy.
That's 3 votes.
She's up.
You wanted the floor.
A point of order. She's starting to call the vote. You cannot stop at that point.
Mr. Alamin wanted
Point
the
of
floor.
order. Point of order. Point of order. She is actually roll calling the vote. You can't stop it at that point.
Madam Chair,
cannot.
Mr. Alamin wanted the floor.
He did not, point of order, he did not request the floor. He didn't request the floor.
Madam Chair,
She
you
had
weren't-
already started.
Madam Clerk,
He
you
did not
weren't looking
request-
up-
He didn't ask for the floor.
He did not.
He did not request the floor. He did not.
I did not hear Mr. El Alamin.
Mr. Alamin, did you want the floor?
That's not
But-
point
Did
of
not
order.
call for the floor.
That's not how it goes.
Madam Chair, he should have the same opportunity that Mr. Pfeiffer had. The fact that you didn't hear him or catch him is not fair to him.
Point of
Mr.
order, I was
Mr.
looking right
Pfeiffer.
at him and she's sitting right next to him. He didn't ask for the floor.
Mr.
He did
Pfeiffer?
not.
Mr. Pfeiffer? Please. Mr. Pfeiffer asked to change his vote before I started.
And he was
No,
trying to
no.
get your attention to change
That's,
his.
no, I was looking right at him. He was not.
I did
Mr.
not-
Alamin,
No. Asked for the floor, and he didn't. He did not.
Madam Clerk, finish the roll call.
we were trying to get your attention.
Who is we?
But is- he-
I literally was doing this.
No.
Mr.
I
Pfeiffer?
don't have to lie. You can look back at the video. I was literally doing this.
Mr. Pfeiffer spoke out,
Right, and then he was trying to, and that's why I was pointing at him and you did not look up.
Point of
but
order.
he didn't say anything.
That is a lie. That is a lie, and neither
No.
was he
No, that's
gesturing.
a lie.
Let's finish the
Madam
roll
Clerk,
call.
Madam Clerk.
Finish the roll call.
Madam Clerk, finish the roll call.
Madam Chair, finish the roll call.
Finish counting your votes. Finish saying what you're gonna say, Madam Clerk.
He never even looked
He
at
never
the
even
clerk.
looked. We were looking. That is a blatant
Never
lie.
even looked at the clerk.
Neither was she gesturing him. That is another blatant lie. No. And she sits right next to him. No. You start the roll call. You cannot interrupt. You're calling what the votes were. Madam Clerk, you were doing the roll call. Madam Clerk, you were doing the roll call. He didn't even look. He didn't say nothing. He didn't gesture. You have a job, Madam Clerk, to finish the roll call. Please finish the roll call, Madam Clerk. Madam Chair, they realized they made a mistake. That's not our fault. Let's finish as we need to proceed. Madam Clerk, Madam Clerk.
I am trying to come to a resolution, so.
there is no resolution at this point, but to roll call that vote that we have.
Point of
completed.
order. Point of
State the
order.
state the vote. State the vote.
The point of order is we have colleagues that are blatantly yelling out at the clerk while the clerk is deliberating among, yeah, so that's
I got
out of
a
order.
point of order. I asked for the floor.
The council rules state that you can change your vote up until this roll starts. The roll started.
Exactly. It's cut and dry. That's what the rule is. Rule is up until then. She was calling and stating the vote. Up until then, you can change it. After that, you cannot. What? I don't have my council rules. You got yours. Messed up.
Just hold on.
Which one? 9.7. Oh, so where she's not in her seat. So rule 9.7 states changing one's vote. A member has a right to change his vote up to the time. the
Councilwoman
result is
Burns, you
announced
do
by
not
the
have
chair.
the floor.
You
You
wasn't
do
even in
not
your
have
seat.
the floor. You didn't say point of order either way. You
I
do not
did.
have the floor.
Point of order.
We are. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
so
you,
we at least
Councilman
we can
Pfeiffer.
talk. So I don't need the floor. So rule 9.7.
Actually, you cannot because you're
changing-
still out of order because
Where's
you
the rule that
cannot.
says you can't talk?
You cannot.
We're not
At
even in
council
session.
being at ease means council can't use these mics. You cannot.
Where does it say you can't
You
use the mics
cannot.
and the mics are on? Show me that rule. I'm gonna give you
Councilwoman
rule
Burns.
9.7.
Councilwoman Burns, you are out of
member has a
order.
right to
You
change
do
his
not
vote
have
up
the
to the time
floor.
the result is announced by the
And the
chair.
results were not announced. You do not
started
have the
announcing
floor.
them.
No, she did not.
Yes,
You do
she
not have the floor.
Yes, she did. Roll the video back. Where did they get back? Conference? Oh, she going back. He wants to discuss it. They're discussing it in private. They don't want counsel back there. That rule 9.7 don't change though. It don't. And making up rules. You can't talk and have your mic on. There ain't no rules that's out there. Yeah, he thinks enough.
So Landon, was that a commercial? Oh, so it's got, because I want to finish out so the hypocrisy.
Yeah, he got commercials in his videos. Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna hop on here and check the results while you going through that. So you can see right here where 9.7 they didn't want to hear, and they lie. They lied. 9.7. I read through. It's very clear. They make it up as they go. They've been allowed to just break the rules, steal elections, steal the appointment. This has happened. So I'm gonna let you go because you might be you ready. I'm gonna check up an election, see if we got any updates.
Why is my computer got somebody else's whole name on it? I can't get into it. somebody's whole name on it. I got the only computer don't never work. I don't even know who no Goldsberry is. You can't use the mic. Man, they are lying a minute. Like it's a rule that we supposed to sit up here and be quiet. That is not something that says you at ease. You can't, nothing. You need, listen, go get a fuzzball for that sweater. Tired of you. Always got something to say. Always. She started that roll. That was started, and that rule 9.7, and changing one's vote. A member has a right to change his vote up to the time. Every question?
Okay. So the issue is with whether or not Mr. El-Alamin had the right to change his vote. And if we look at Rule 9.7, changing one's vote, a member has a right to change his vote up to the time the result is announced by the chair. A request to change a vote after the chair's announcement requires unanimous consent of the body without debate and may only be made immediately after the chair's announcement. If we are counting these rounds as votes, none of these have been announced by the chair. So I hadn't, let alone said the roll call, and the chair definitely hadn't announced the results. So per the rules, Mr. El-Alamin can still change his vote because no one had made an announcement. This is what the rules say. But much like, I'm not looking around after every round to see who wants my attention. You have to speak up. But the rules say he has a right to change his vote up until the time the result is announced by the chair. I am not the chair of this meeting. So we haven't been announcing every round. The chair has not been announcing every round, but if we're going to stick to that rule to change his vote, then he can still change his vote.
And that's what I was trying to do.
Well, if the meeting is over, then he didn't change his vote before the meeting was over.
Madam Secretary, if you want to start the clock. And Mr. El-Alamin wants to change his vote. No, you can go ahead, the 145.
Good.
So, Mr. El-Alamin.
Carrie Nelson.
So that's 4 votes for Mr. Nelson. Four votes for Ms. Biggs-Levy. Round 17.
You're muted.
Thank you. You just cannot make this stuff up. You cannot. We do now know that this is not the truth. And by the way, just check the election. There are 0 election results. We do know that Arthur Woodson said that the results, that they have 4 bags that they were counting that just come in from drop boxes, and they were going over them. And so when you listen to that, it's not easy because they're constantly coming up with stuff. One lie, the other one swear by it, and the truth ain't in them, near them, around them, nowhere. And it is difficult. She said, I raised my hand. You're lying, and you did it. I'm not gonna say you didn't tell the truth. That was a lie. Leon was, was trying to get your attention. That's a lie. Davina said, I see sitting right here next to me. He wasn't trying to get my attention. So they lied. Candace kept going and pressing, and they fell for the garbage. And looking back, the city attorney and the clerk had a responsibility to talk about that out in public, not behind doors, because we were in an open meeting.
Yep.
We were in an open meeting.
That whole debacle was, I remember that night. I mean, the comments erupted during that moment because it was like, oh, wait a minute. And when Candace went and made her move, it was just like, okay, seriously? Why are we... That whole night was just a lot. That whole motion, everything about it was a lot. And we literally witnessed mess at play. We literally witnessed mess at play. It was crazy. It really was.
No, go ahead. I'm agreeing. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it was. I was going to use another word that wasn't a nice word. Because when he made the motion and he said what he said, it was very clear that was the intent. He said it and pretty much sat back like, okay, Biggs Levy, and and it went on. So this wasn't, he knew he wasn't done. He knew what he was doing. And when Dennis Pfeiffer chimed in and went ahead and changed his vote, that's when it was like, okay, then Candace was the only one who noticed it, because Judy, like someone else, I think, producer Jay said it, both Judy and Liddell didn't say a word. They didn't, because they didn't realize what just happened. I don't think they did anyway. But I remember that night. I do remember that night because that was... she interjected to make sure that the vote did not go towards Beverly Biggs Levy. That was her second loss, and it was just, or her second time losing, and that was, and she lied. Oh, well, I was literally doing like this and blah 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 blah, and then Leon in the end, well, that's what I was trying to do. Boy, you weren't doing anything. So yeah, cut the bullshit. Like, you weren't doing anything. You weren't trying to interject. You knew what you were trying to play with the vote. You thought you were being cute and funny. It did not work. Once again, a woman had to step in to try to save your ass from some mess that you started. And no, okay. I know.
Hold on. Oh, okay. So did you see Taylor? Taylor said, she said the folks at City Hall are saying results are not being shared until after 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Girl, leave me alone.
Okay, can anybody verify this? I'm gonna need
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me get my digging. Let me get to digging.
I'm gonna let you. I need to make some calls.
You need to.
While you doing that, I'm gonna mute.
Let me do some digging, and let me get into these comments over here on the Tanya Burns Show. So Tay, message me or whatever you need to do. You can put it in the feed if you want to. Taylor, Tay, baby, what you mean? The folks at City Hall are saying results. What you mean? So you know what? This is something that I think a lot of us have actually wondered, specifically those of us who are familiar with how a clerk is supposed to work. The clerk in Michigan in Flint is not a position that is voted for. Davina, so I've actually looked this up. Davina actually does not have the reach and the capacity of the power that some of us are actually used to. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me pause. Tay Tay said Davina told us all earlier at the polls we wouldn't know tonight. Now the folks waiting down there are leaving City Hall because they're saying after 1 p.m. tomorrow. Taylor, where's Art? Who is at a polling location? I got to take my jewelry off now because now I'm getting hot. I'm getting agitated. I'm getting agitated because what do we mean? I'm sorry. Hold on, y'all. I can't. Like, okay.
So, quick question: what do I do with my champagne though? Because I can't keep that on the rocks till tomorrow. I don't.
Like, what are we doing?
what do I do with the champagne?
What are we doing?
You can have it tomorrow for brunch. Keep it on. So listen, Carol was at the polling site. So Carol, how are you? This is Carol McIntosh, the person who said she was the only person qualified to run for the first ward. So Carol, what
My
happened?
light-skinned sister in Christ.
So tell us about the polls.
What happened about what?
When you were at the polls, what did you see? How was voter turnout?
Very low, very low. I got there a little later in the evening. I worked the tail end till closing. So it was a little slow on the tail end, I'm going to be honest. Considering how much is on the line, I would have thought that. And then at one polling site, one person in the race for the third ward to get on this ballot, one person had more votes than collectively turned out this time. So.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Say like it was 3 people in the last race for them to run to get their name on the ballot this election. Well, one of them, say, for instance, may have had 90 votes. Out of all 3 of them, everybody had some votes, but say one person had 90. Well, in this election, collectively, at a poll, there wasn't even 90 votes. It might have been, at the same poll, it might have been 78 votes. When in the last race, there was 90 people that voted for just one person, in addition to the people that voted for the other 2 people, to tell you what type of reduction it was in the turnout. But we also know we have some issues with our absentee situation again, with people going around knocking on doors, picking up ballots and dropping ballots off and doing all the little illegal stuff that people do to, try to inch themselves ahead illegally.
Okay. So hold on, Carol. Can you go to Woodson's site? He put the count is almost over. I'll send it to you to show. He's got some pictures that are up there on his Facebook site. I'm gonna send them.
Well, I was there with Woodson. We took some pictures. Should be on some of those photos. We just left. They just cleared it out. They sent them over to the county. Then for the handwritten ballots, the state is going to come in and count those. They don't come in until tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So we won't have a super duper official count until after 1 o'clock tomorrow. It was explained to me by one of the counters working tonight, counting ballots. That's the process she explained to me, because we were waiting to find out who came out victorious in this race, but they let us know that the official count will not be in because they have to do the write-in counting, which only can be done by these county workers, and they don't come till tomorrow at 1. And then there's a jump drive that the numbers were downloaded to tonight, and those numbers were also sent across the street to the county. So, any numbers that we get tonight are still going to be unofficial.
Okay. So in this picture right here, we have to the left, Michael Clack, Carol McIntosh. We have Diane. We have Beverly Biggs with the white shorts. We have Tamaya, or they call her T from the D. I don't know. I think that's LaShawn. I don't know LaShawn Johnson's son's name. And then can we go to the next picture? That's who's in that picture right there. So Carol's sitting next to in between Diane and Michael Clatt. So right here we have Carol, Diane, Beverly, and I don't know who the lady is in the tie-dye, and that is LaShawn Johnson's son in the gray. And then what's the next picture? Just so that everybody, and I don't know. So to the left was Terrence Levy, Beverly Biggs Levy's husband is in the black. That is her husband who was thrown to the ground during a peaceful protest, later to be released and all charges dropped on June 1st. That happened. I don't know these two people right here. I don't know who they are. Right there to the left, we have Jeremiah Jackson from the D. Jeremiah, that's the one as a bass cello that he plays, but now he drives from the Detroit Transit. And so that is a job. I don't know who this person is right here with his head down with the, I don't know who that is. I don't know. Okay, and so the next one. So we have right there, we have Tanya Jones with the brown slacks. And then we have Debbie, and Debbie and Diane are twin sisters. So that is that's Debbie that's the blonde. And so they're Beverly Biggs. They support Biggs down like faux flats, like don't close the door on Biggs no more. They got her back.
They do. Tanya she be snatched, honey.
Right. And so are those all the pictures so these are from Arthur Woodson's page. That is everyone that is there. And he said that was 35 minutes ago and said that they were closing it down. So Carol, what made you go? You went to support to see what was going on.
Well, I worked the poll, first of all, okay. As you very well may know, I worked the poll for AC Dumas, but I also promoted Beverly Biggs because I promote whoever worked hard enough to get their names on the ballot. First and foremost, I want to promote supporting a true democratic process, understanding that this write-in mess only divides the community and gives somebody who really doesn't deserve to see the opportunity to slide in, okay? And here we go, losing all of our ARPA funds and this funds and that funds again. So I was there to promote, vote for somebody whose name is printed on the ballot, okay, first and foremost. Secondly, I supported AC Dumas in this race, and I said, my pitch was, if you cannot find it in your heart to support AC Dumas, please support Miss Beverly Biggs. Support somebody whose name is printed on the ballot. So that's what I'm hoping for. But I gotta say, Miss Biggs been out there putting in work too. She's been hustling. She's been working these recalls and what have you. She's been in the community. She's been at the city council meetings, standing up and going through. Her husband has been whooped, this, that, and the third. Hey. So I think between her and Mr. AC Dumas, I think we'll be okay. But I'm praying that we get one of those in that seat.
So the results won't be in until you said tomorrow. They're crossed at the county, and
right. And then there's some county people that come in and count this handwritten vote, and they won't be until 1:00 p.m. tomorrow.
So I know that Arthur Woodson has stated he had been posting things. I know some of the things, the regularities that he was stating. He was supposed to come on. I don't know where he's at. His phone may be dead. But they were looking at, he had noticed some signatures that looked the same, or the write-in name looked the same. And so we do know, and I put up that the clerk's office has to identify, and that was with precinct 8. And so there were some questions that one of the canvassers noticed, that the name printed in precinct 8 looked the same as alleged. It was similar. We know that that people don't write in the name. People don't make those A's the same, the D's, the B's, the T's. They just don't. And so it is alleged that was happening. And he was going to come on, but he's not. He hasn't come on yet. So those are some of the things that we're looking at. We do know that the clerk's office was sending out letters verifying people's signatures. We do know that because there was a gentleman that went up there and said, "Hey, that is my signature." He might have had a bad day when he originally did his, and he's one of those people that fought for civil rights. He wanted his vote to count. He appreciated the clerk's office being cautious and careful and sending him a letter to say, "We need you to verify this." And he went down to the clerk's office. The city clerk, Davina Donahue, verified it to make sure, because there were some irregularities. We know that her office is charged with and are responsible. They are not expert handwriting experts, but they do look for key characteristics on how to identify. So if everybody writes the name Tanya Burns in, and all the Tanya Burns looks the same, look, we know we got a problem. But Tanya Burns ain't gonna do that because orange is not my best color. Let me just say, I'm not gonna do, and I ain't carrying nobody ballot to nowhere. I'm not doing that.
Let me say this. The bottom line is, of course, you wouldn't do it. It's not worth it for you to put your integrity, your stuff on the line. You know what I'm saying? Your person, everything you stand for, it's not worth it to you. But if somebody who comes from nothing can get their hands on a hot illegal $1 million, and they're used to making $0 really, unless they're taking a penitentiary chance for real, then guess what? That's a great option. That's a great option for some people who have never for people who've never won the spelling bee, okay? And now you can win them all every time. It matters.
Can Carol come on?
Carol can, but hold on. Just a second. I just answered your call. I ain't gonna say your name because I'm gonna click my picture off, and I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna let Carol continue to talk. Carol, if you want to come on, Landon will send you a what's the name? I'm gonna step out.
I'm pissed. As an outsider, I have words. I have a lot.
I don't know if Carol's still on the phone right there, but I just sent her the link to her email.
I'm still on the phone.
Okay.
I just sent it to your email, Carol.
Okay, hold on, because my phone is. Let me see what kind of juice I got.
I have a lot of thoughts, and I think I'm pissed. I actually received literally like 5 messages from different people who are like, "Are you okay?" No, I'm not.
What's wrong?
I don't like that. And me and you, we've had these conversations before. We understand that the corruption in Flint runs deep. But I feel like...
Okay, breaking news. Hold on just a second. I do want to say start. Look, I ain't got a little, do that little calculator thing. So the county is done counting. The county is done counting. And so, yeah, they're done. And so what we're waiting on, they're getting ready to post some results. And so the results should be popping up soon, but they're not certified. And it may take, the Board of Canvassers has to certify. So we're going to be going through the process. So, so just to let you know, so very reliable, trusted source. Normally I don't get off to, but it don't get any better than that source. Okay, let me just say that. Let me just say
I hope it's good. Because they was, let me tell you something, we was trying to buy a vial down there, Mom.
Not buy a vial.
I gotta say that they tightened up on their process. They held their cards to their chest. I don't care who you was cool with, who you was friends with. They didn't raise an eyebrow. They didn't look you in your eye. None of that. So they did keep their poker faces on, and I got to give it up to them now. Because when they on that BS, I tear their tails up. But when they doing what they supposed to do, I gotta say kudos to them. They definitely had their poker faces on tonight. No matter what the outcome is or is not, they held their cards close to their chest this evening.
So they did. So these results will be coming up. They will not be certified. There may be challenges. So I want everybody to know that. There may be challenges as there were before. And so if there are challenges, we know the process, how it goes. So they should be posted, but the county is done. They got them over. County has did their part of our election process, and we are just waiting for them to be posted.
So should I be getting on the link instead right now?
Get on the. I'm sorry, and I had to step out the room. So did you want to come on, Carol?
Well, I'm on my way home, so let me get in the door and then I'll jump on right quick.
Okay, so they're not posted yet. So they're going to be posted soon. 100% trust the person who called me. So, to make sure that I give correct information. I appreciate him for that. So
yeah.
I truly do. And if you're watching, thank you.
So they releasing the jump drive information.
Yeah, so we're going to see. It won't be certified. These are the pre-certified results.
Yes, pre-certified.
Yeah.
They gotta come tomorrow at 1. I got you.
And so they will have up to 7 days to post the results or to certify the election, and that's by Michigan election law that they have that. We do know that there are some questions and some challenges, and so we're going to have to see where this goes, where this plays out.
Right.
This is a coveted election. People are very firm where they stand. I believe, for myself, I'm gonna speak for Tanya Burns. I want the best for the city. I want, right. That thing that we just saw on there with, he did this, the lying. It's too much.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I don't think Flint residents understand and realize where they stand on a national stage when it comes to a precedence that they could set when it comes to how other cities. Carol, are you still there?
She's still here.
I'm here.
Okay. Where it comes to other cities who will follow and may follow in these footsteps. Again, our chat, a lot of y'all know me personally. Y'all, I'm an open book. I'm about as whatever can be. So
straight shooter.
Right. So here's where I struggle when it comes to Flint and in moments like this, not necessarily just an election, but moments where it is literally in the hands of the residents to determine the trajectory of where the city can go. I struggle when you have, and I'm just going to be honest, I'm going to be frank, I'm going to be what it is. You have people on the ballot or a write-in candidate who is literally illiterate, cannot read, who is being supported by people who are allegedly formally educated. I have a problem with that. Because what do you mean you have a full postgraduate degree, but you're supporting someone who can barely read a Dr. Seuss book? But you are telling. But you're telling. Go ahead.
Let me know when you're ready for the truth. Let me know when you're ready. I ain't gonna cut you off because you know how I get all fired up. But let me know when you're ready for the truth now.
Oh no, baby. You know me and you can go. Jackson State alum. You know we can go. So you
let me say this. Let me say this. First of all, you're speaking from a standpoint of liberation and the mindset of a person who's ready for a revolution. Okay? These folks ain't ready to stop waiting on mass or defeat. Okay? You got to be ready for the revolution. These folks could care less about the masses. They so desperate to feel like a mover and shaker. They'd rather hit a lick when they don't realize if they do it the proper way will bear more abundance than that little lick. You really getting pimped out on the lick. But everybody wants to believe they are playing. Especially when you slow and can't read and write. Now, if you can't read and write and I got a post degree, guess what's going to happen to you? I'm taking you to school because you can't read and write. I'm going to make a fool out you, and you're going to be the bozo at the circus, and I'm going to be on the door collecting the fare to get in. Now,
do you hear me?
Bring my money.
Hear me?
Bring my money. I'll take those ARPA funds. So what?
Hold on. Results are in. And I'm getting ready to send them to you. So we're getting ready to put it up on the Landon. Okay, if you can put them up, I just sent it to you. So the votes are coming in, and the votes are coming in.
Man, get out of here. See, this, I can't. I'm not.
So they're coming in unassigned write-ins at 44% of the vote, 328 write-in votes. It's coming in Beverly Biggs Levy, 225 votes. It's coming in AC Dumas at 192 votes. Total votes cast, 745 votes were cast. These have not been certified as of yet. They have not been certified. So the Board of Canvassers will certify these votes. So it's coming.
How many votes out there then?
So unassigned may change or vary, and it probably won't vary much because there was only one, because some people may put in Donald Duck or whatever, or their own name. So you're going to have some of those. So that number may drop slightly, but it is looking that we have got LaShawn Johnson has write-in. Well, we don't know the unassigned, but the write-in vote, she is a write-in. This will be the first time in Flint's history that a write-in candidate would have won the race. And so, didn't see any. So this is what it is. And the Board of Canvassers has got 7 days to certify the election. And there's a second part to this because I'm going to send. Yeah, I know why is this not? I don't know. Okay. So, and I'm going to give some more detail. So 4 out of 4, and I'm going to send this to you so you can put it up. So 4 out of the 4 precincts have actually reported. And Landon, I just sent it to you. So 4 out of the 4 have actually reported. And it'll give a precinct breakdown. So in precinct 8, unassigned write-in votes, 62. Unassigned write-in got 62 votes in precinct 8. Beverly Biggs got 12. She received 12 votes in precinct 8. AC Dumas received 10 votes in precinct 8. Total votes cast in that precinct was 84. Precinct 9 had unassigned write-in votes at 80 for unassigned write-in. Beverly Biggs, 105 votes for precinct 9. AC Dumas had 82 votes, and a total out of precinct 9, 267 votes were cast. Precinct 10, unassigned votes for write-ins, 65. Unassigned write-ins were 65. Beverly Biggs Levy, 52. AC Dumas, 48. Total votes cast out of precinct 10 was 165 votes. So those are your numbers. So we now have to see were there were the claims legitimate? Where do we go from here? And we can't rush that process. Thank you for putting that up. And so Landon is going to go back through that. If you can drop it down. So if you can start at precinct 8, that way they can see if you can scroll back up.
I was gonna say I had like so many election screens pulled up. I was actually following you, but I was on the wrong screen. So I'm sorry about that, y'all. My bad.
No, you are fine. You are fine.
I had like 6 screens. I kept trying to update to get the results.
So if you can scroll it down to where it starts at 8, precinct 8, and then everyone can see it because some people are visual. So precinct 8, it shows you the 60 unassigned write-in, 62. Beverly Biggs Levy, precinct 8, 12. AC Dumas, 10. Total votes cast, was it 94? 94. 84. 84. I'm sorry. Thank you, Landon. So precinct 10, City of Flint. These are all third ward election nights. You have 80 unassigned votes. Beverly Biggs Levy had 105. You had AC Dumas had 82. Total votes, 267. You had City of Flint precinct 10. Unassigned votes, write-in 65. Beverly Biggs Levy 52. AC Dumas 48. Votes cast 165 votes. Okay, Carol and Sheila, y'all got the flow.
Well, we can't do number wait and see. Pray, wait and see. Pray that the democratic process favors us. We'll see. That's all we can say.
Okay.
But I think they've been through. First of all, AC and Miss Beverly Biggs has been through a lot because Miss Beverly won appointment, election, then Mr. AC Dumas, they was left out with an irregularity, which he feels he had some of those votes, which would gave him leverage. So it's always some discrepancies. The sad part is, how many times do you give these folks a chance to remix this crap,
Mm-hmm.
When do you get these like bugaboos and bed bugs out the race, and these little, God forgive me, because you hate to be disrespectful when you're speaking. So I'm not going to even say what I'm really thinking because it's inappropriate, but they make you feel like that because they do inappropriate stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then we always got to try to be politically correct, but it is what it is, and you do what you got to do, right? So I'm just praying that the democratic process and the people, the true residents of Flint, will persevere in this situation. I'm hopeful, though. I can't say that for the first time in a long time. I'm hopeful.
Okay, and now it is just a part of the democratic process. You are 100% correct. It is next. It's a part of the democratic process. So I know that we have got some people who wanted to call in. Carol, I'm gonna call you on my other phone. If you want to call in, you can call in on. I know AK Cole wanted to call in.
I'm gonna get the link going once I get in the door.
You're gonna come on. Okay, get the link going. Landon, you got to send Carol a link.
I got her the link, and then I got a question if I could start it off while we doing.
Yeah.
I'll wait till you get the number out there and all that.
No. You fine whenever Landon got it. Landon getting ready to. He said he had a question.
A. Jones said, "Does this include absentee ballots?" Answer is yes. Michelle Pfeiffer says they're gonna let her get away with delivering all those absentee ballots. Excuse me. No, but my question is, so let's say hypothetically that somebody does get in a position and then it comes out that there was some stuff going on. Like, how quickly does that go into order, or like what happens during that process? You know what I mean? Like,
So we do know that complaints were sent and filed. We do know that the Genesee County Clerk received something. The State Board of Election received something. We do know that the Davina sent something to the city clerk, sent something to the prosecutor's office. So she really kind of CC'd everybody. So what they're looking for are these irregularities and things, which this is why I took everyone down to the certification, how the clerk can certify, look at your signature to look at irregularities. It is alleged there are irregularities. You don't send something to the prosecutor, the county clerk, and the State Board of Elections unless you have something that was irregular or a pattern that wasn't correct. I'm just telling you this. And so this is something, and there were irregularities. We know that a lot of these candidates and people who were helping them did, they told them, and according to AC Dumas himself, he said, people had told him she picked up the ballots. You can never have a ballot in your hand. So it is alleged that LaShawn Johnson did it. He did file a proper complaint. We have to make sure that that is played out the proper way. And they're not going to tell us everything to mess up their investigation. We're just not. They're not going to give us that, because that is something that we saw that one lady had 26 felonies for doing what was the same thing that AC Dumas stated in his complaint, that and it is alleged that LaShawn Johnson was doing. The FBI got involved because you're doing wire fraud, you're doing it over the internet. And she got 26 felonies carrying 5 years apiece. That's 120 years. So that's with his complaint. And I don't know how they came up with that, but I would like to look into that case more. So we have to, they're not going to tell us what's going on. We do know she did a press release. Jaquanda stated she was going to be contacting them, and we have to wait for her to, the process to fold out. I mean, mom is the word. We know they don't just send. You have to have good, solid evidence. Not, I think they might have, or this probably could have, should have. It's not that, because before the city clerk signs off on it, she's going to make sure that it's looked at by an attorney. She is. So
qualify. Now, if there is stuff like that going on, if I decided to run for office, but I was just throwing ballots in the box for people and then putting my literature on the inside their mailboxes and different type of stuff, does that disqualify me from that? Or is it just illegal as far as I can serve or get a fine for that type of stuff, but I can still serve if elected?
The lady just got 26 felonies for doing this. It's illegal. You get a felony. And I think we put that up showing the red that you can't do that. And then also, if you certify the race and say she won, immediately she should be disqualified because she got a felony. So why even take it to the process? The clerk, it is alleged that the clerk spoke with her prior. July 3rd, there was a press release because AC Dumas had complained. And these were people talking, saying, hey, and I literally heard some of these people. Hey, she told me I pick out my siding. What color siding I want on my house? I'm gonna get your house done like mine is. Now, what color you want? And they like, look, I'm getting something out of this. I'm getting something out of this, And so when you saying you getting something out of this, you voting for, but yeah, she picked up my ballot. It is alleged. The people said it, but you got to say alleged, because Lord knows my attorney is watching and has been texting. And so we have the issue that people have said. So if the clerk is checking, calling, which is her job with the clerk's office and her staff, and her deputy clerk of elections is checking and doing the job, then we know that they have responsibility. Now, if the job is being done, like we look in Sioux Falls City, that lady who, I'm not doing that for my man, she put in there, she did everything that was in AC Dumas's complaint, everything. and they end up getting her. We know that we've had election issues with the Flint Township clerk, Kathy Funk. We know that she was prosecuted, didn't have to serve any time, couldn't serve. They took them votes from her. We know that we've had problems before. So this, I don't see them putting it out there because they don't want to mess it up. So thank you, Jaquanda. Jaquanda was on the line with the Genesee County Clerk. He says that the Board of Canvassers will meet tomorrow starting at 1 p.m. He said they have 2 weeks to certify the election. Where they get 2 weeks from?
It's not 2 weeks.
Unless it's an extenuating circumstance. I don't. So we're gonna.
And it is because they're gonna need time to steal. Okay, they being watched closely. They're gonna need all them 2 weeks. Okay, so this is extenuating circumstances for them.
So y'all keep talking. I'm getting ready to check some things. So Carol, you
go ahead, Sheena, because I'm gonna have to hang up.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Carol.
There was a few comments in here. People had some questions. I didn't know. Will they seat her until they decide, or will they hold the seat until they have their decision?
It would have to be certified, if I'm not mistaken. It would have to be certified before she could be sworn in. Yeah. I have a lot of thoughts. Yeah.
Let me see. Put some of these comments up there. Yeah. Jason Parker say he going down there to read all the ballots.
Go ahead.
I ain't mad at it. I saw rigged. AC Dumas needed to drop out as Biggs Levy was the lead. A Wildcat, it's all rigged. Tiny should be calling the FBI tip line or go up. I don't know. Hashtags. All right, so they said the Board of Canvassers not only has Flint to certify, they have other elections too. The county clerk did say it's likely that the write-in candidates are for Johnson, but he can't promise that. Keith is right there. As of right now, it's not certified, but the unassigned have 328 votes. Beverly Biggs Levy has 225, and AC Dumas came in with 192. But as of right now, go ahead, Sheena.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, sweetie. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'll just read the comments.
I'm struggling with this right now because I'm trying to understand when we became a society, specifically those of us. Let's just call this shit what it is. Flint is a majority Black city. It is a majority. When I say poor, I mean it would be a city that would be in the category of those who are within the poverty range.
Flint is the most poor city in America. That's what they just named us. The poorest city in America. I know it's not true, but I saw it.
Right. You know what I mean? Because I'm from Memphis. So listen, you can't get, we're number one in all the things, okay? So let's just call the spade a spade. I have a huge problem when you have those who are quoted as being educated and knowing and in a position of leadership who push forward someone who is illiterate, who push forward someone who has no plan and who has not presented any form of community support. I have watched Flint. I moved to South Carolina in 2018. I first heard Eric Mays' voice booming through the house, the speakers in my house around that time, right? And at that time, I was fully aware of what was going on in Flint because my husband also worked for a water company. He worked for American Water at the time. This wasn't anything new.